Einstein.
We looked everywhere, sir, but...
Never mind. It doesn't matter. Have you gentlemen seen your midterm grades yet?
Oh, they're not posted yet, sir.
I've seen them. Mr. Kruger. 2 C's, 2 D's, and an F. That's a 1.2 grade average. Congratulations, Kroger. You're at the top of the Delta Pledge class. Mr. Dorfman.
Hello.
0.2. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Showtime is what it is. How are you doing? Happy Easter. How is the gang doing right now? How are y'all?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's good to be back.
It is, isn't it? It's good to have you back. I'm glad you're safe. Glad you're sound. Glad you're here. What's going on? What do you know new?
Ballstorm.
Not much, man. Not much. Just happy Easter to everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this time with family and friends.
Nobody enjoys family and friends. Well, friends, but not family.
Yeah. It's true.
Not family.
True.
Diva, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm trying a new setup today. We're gonna see how this works.
Hold on. Did you say you're trying a new push-up?
Yeah, a new push-up.
I don't think she needs one.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. So I have to actually. I'm going to take a pause and say this is a close knit family we have here, and we're allowed to joke with one another like this. Found out today we may have a special show coming up. This goes to the mystery lost persons category. And if the fellow YouTuber is listening, I don't want them to get scared away. So that's all I know right now. Sully has been the one that got this lined up, and so hopefully it will work out. And I'm distracting myself here playing with the remote control, so you have to forgive me. But anyway, no, it's we are a close knit family, and everything is love and overabundance. So that said, you said you had a new push-up.
Yeah, a new push-up.
Great.
I'm giving it a try. Yeah.
That's great. You know the problem is that if not for gravity, that would not be a necessity.
You're exactly right.
I hate gravity. You know, I don't like all these pesky laws are always trying to keep me down.
The law of gravity.
Only you would giggle at that. I love that. That's what I love about you. Yes.
Laws of thermodynamics. Yeah. Those laws.
Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully you made it to the stores today for half price candy.
No.
Well, that's the best thing about Easter
Yeah, man.
Sunday.
That's like the only reason to do it.
Yeah, I know. When you're gonna tell everybody like, yeah, I'll meet you at church, and then you veer off to the side. you head on down to Target, or I'll tell you, who had 2-for-1 yesterday was Publix, and I was like, oh man, this is the best time of year, because Easter candy is the best candy of all the holidays.
It is good candy.
You know,
I do have to agree.
People think Halloween is, but Halloween isn't, because you know what it is? I don't know if it's psychological or if there's something to it, but it's the colors that are associated with Halloween. You have a lot of browns, blacks. No, that sounds racist. But no, you have a lot of that. You got green, purple, red, maybe, but it's not a good red. It's like a darkened red, because it's trying to look like blood. And all the I just when you have that in your candy, to me, I feel like I have like I can taste the food coloring. But like Easter, everything's all pastel, and I just feel like it's lighter. It's like drinking a what was that Dr Pepper they had a few years ago? Remember that one that had like less calories? The less calorie soft drink.
The zero?
No, not because zero has 0 calories, but this was the less calorie. What was that one?
Oh, it sounds horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't. You notice it's not around anymore. Well, I'll tell you what. Not Halloween. It's like skim milk. You know, I feel like. Well, no, because skim milk it scares me, so that's not true. I don't know what's in 2% milk. Like, what's the other 98% made up of?
Not fat.
Well, it's weird, man. I'll tell you that.
Protein,
only whole
water.
milk comes to touches these lips.
Exactly.
So, well,
Lactose.
listen. What have y'all been up to? What's the latest? I had a great chat last night with ID Crisis.
We did, yeah.
That's
Happened to
awesome.
see that.
That was without doubt that was spectacular. Great guest you had on.
Dude, is
very
he not an
knowledgeable.
amazing artist.
He blew my mind, and the artwork that he did on that one motorcycle,
Dude,
spectacular.
yeah. You know what I kept thinking? I was like, man, could you imagine him doing like a UT on something? You know,
Oh my
like imagine
God.
if it was a Harley Davidson with like Smokey on it, or like Davy Crockett, some of that. I was like, man, us rednecks, man, we'd go crazy over that. But yeah,
It doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't, does it? Could you imagine custom made? It was custom made and on the internet. It's famous. But he that comic though he's doing that really blew my mind. Like the whole. Oh, you know what? I just remember there was one question I wanted to ask, and I thought about yesterday before the show. Is does drawing 5 fingers, is that hard for him? You know, because all cartoons have 4 fingers, except for God in The Simpsons.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, God on The Simpsons would have to have 5 fingers.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's 5 fingered. And you know what? I just realized I screwed up my image for tonight. I had a better image. Let me see if I can. What do I need to do for that? I want to show you guys this. This is cool. I have a great artist that I'm. I was gonna say employ, but I have a great artist who is my master.
Is this
Commission.
another one of your finger paintings?
Oh man, I'd love to finger paint. Let's see here. Hang on a second. Look what I didn't do. That's what the thumbnail should have looked like tonight.
Yep.
And I forgot it. So tomorrow you'll see like post Happy Easter live. Isn't that a great thumbnail? I love that. I was just like, oh man, why did I miss that? I screwed up so bad. I just wasn't thinking when I got to that time. Anyway, so I was hoping to talk to you guys a little bit before this, do some housekeeping stuff. ID Crisis got me. Oh man, hey, he has a friend that's from New Zealand, and that was crazy.
Yes.
That
yes.
was crazy. He was like, I thought he was 4 hours ahead of us until I figured out that was 16 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, he said it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon there.
I thought he was saying 4 o'clock in the morning.
No, it was that PM.
I mean, see, this is why I don't like time travel movies.
Messes with your head, man.
It does. It really does. Somebody told me a whole different thing about Endgame, and like they were talking about like I forget. I just had to stop listening. Like I stood there. I acted like I listened. I pretended I did. I interacted, but I had to close off everything they said because I was like, this messes my head up too much. And it had something to do with like, I forget how it was, like where they went in time and did something. And I'm like, what? what now?
No,
And now I'm
see,
really confused.
that's the whole thing. When everybody comes up with their own theories about these movies and stuff, it's like when you've listened to a song for years and years and years, and then you finally look up the lyrics or look up, what was the artist's meaning behind this, and it's completely different than what you had been listening to. And it completely messes with your head.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Slade Raider's here. Awesome. I always miss Slade Raider on these things. Yeah, it does mess with your head. And here's the thing: when you go to these movies, the whole problem is that I am on team Back to the Future. Like, they did it right. And I think that's the whole key is like, don't talk to anybody when you time travel or you'll mess up the space-time continuum.
Right. That makes sense.
It works out with the human psyche. Like, you can understand that. But then, like, when you do everything else, it's like, what now? What's going on? Yeah, it was, anyway, yeah, time travel. And, the other one is flashbacks. I hate flashbacks. I can't stand them. They're like prequels. I hate prequels. I'm like, I already know how it ends. I saw the movie. I mean, think about it. Star Wars. That's the biggest prequel everyone talks about.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
right.
like they even talk about, like, nobody like really liked the prequels when they came out because they thought, okay, like, we needed a Han Solo character. Everybody is asking for a Han Solo character, somebody just the average guy can relate to, that isn't like an all powerful force, somebody who's a bunch of simple tricks and nonsense. And you didn't have that, so that was kind of lacking and stuff. But then the sequel or the prequels, let's say, like, you're watching Phantom Menace. Well, Darth Vader is gonna get it in Return of the Jedi. You know how it all ends. So I'm always, now the thing with the Star Wars prequels, that when you go back to it, you watch, it's really a pretty deep intellectual story about politics. And, like, they had some cool sword fighting too.
Yeah, it was actually, it was 10 times better than the sequels. Jeez.
Yeah, the sequels were just, they're just all, it was a agenda. The sequels were an agenda. I mean, that's, as soon as they said the resistance, I was like, oh, these guys, they're trying to be, it's that you couldn't be the rebellion, you were the resistance. I'm like, oh, okay, this is Antifa. Right? I mean, Holdo was the queen of the Antifians.
Oh my god.
What?
No. Just that whole character, the whole premise, that whole second movie was just absolutely just trash. Absolute trash.
And then the third movie wasn't any better because half of it was trying to destroy what was done in the second movie, and the other half was trying to rewrite everything so they could end it. They should have maybe just done an extra movie. Like, make a good... Here's the thing. They brought J.J. Abrams back. J.J. Abrams sucks. I can't stand the guy. I liked the Star Trek, the first Star Trek. I was good with that. But, what's that one? Coverdale Page or Cloverfield or Godzilla that you don't see?
Right.
Nauseous Godzilla.
Yeah.
It sucked, man. Like, that guy, and then he did that one, what was it, 16 millimeter or something like that, or...
Oh, that 8mm?
No, 8mm is a snuff film.
Yeah, that's the Nicolas Cage film.
Oh,
No,
what am I thinking of? It's the one where there's a creature on the train.
Or something like that, yeah.
Crap, what the heck was the name of that movie?
Well, you know what? I can use my internet.
Google it.
Google it.
Dude, I'll forever hate that term. I had a doctor tell me that this week. And I looked at him and said, you're a doctor, you told me to Google it?
I trust Google more than I do a doctor because
I
let's
do
face it,
too.
when it comes to law and medicine, they're just practicing anyway.
That's kind of true.
Yeah, it was true. It's it's the practice of Super 8.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it.
Super 8. Let's see what old JJ, all the
Jinx.
crappy stuff he made. Let's see here.
Well, you used to do this show on ABC called Alias, which was boring as hell. Had Jennifer Garner in it, Ben Affleck's ex.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that sounds awful. Westworld.
Plus, he did Lost.
Yeah, Lost. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, the first time is like, I watched it, I'm like, I told the missus, I go, this is purgatory. Like, I'm not one of those people that are going to sit here and say, like, I knew what M. Night Shyamalan was doing. I've never done that before. I was just like,
Don't get me started on him.
I was like,
God,
I love M. Night Shyamalan.
I do too.
I hate him.
I do too.
I always guess the premise to the movie like within the first 5-10 minutes.
You can't guess what number you're thinking, but yet you can guess M. Night Shyamalan movies.
27.
Yes, I do. I do believe that you could guess that. Because you're autistic when it comes to movies, pop culture. What was that one I said the other day? I said, "Oh, Volstorm knows it," and boom, you just spit it out. But anyway, so yeah, he did. J.J. Abrams, yeah, Lost. Oh yeah, so I said that to her, and she's like, "No," and then she like started doing research on it, and she's like, "No, all these people have said like other people are talking about it as being that, but like the producers and the writers and everybody all said, oh no, it's not purgatory." I was like, okay, and then what happened?
It's purgatory.
I mean, jeez, what a low fucking hanging fruit. God forsaken. I want my life back for watching it. Let's see here. What does he do? I don't know any of these things. Felicity?
No.
No.
He was the executive producer of it. I see Alias. What about Brian? Is that about the dog from Family Guy?
What? I've never
What
even
about
heard of
Brian?
this.
6 Degrees? Never heard of.
Never heard of it.
No.
Why does this have as producer here? I don't want producer. Let's do director's what I want. See what all he screwed up directing. Oh, Mission Impossible 3.
Nah.
I liked Mission Impossible 3 better than I did Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah, because isn't that the one that had Philip Seymour Hoffman in it?
Yeah, I thought Mission Impossible 2 was like, I was like, oh, this series is over.
Right.
Like, it made no sense to me. It had that weird looking, anemic like chick.
I remember it. It was that bad. I don't remember it.
He did one episode of The Office. That's funny. Star Trek, Super 8, Star Trek, then Star Wars. What? How did he get so famous? He directed 2 episodes of Felicity, 2 episodes of Lost, 5 episodes of Alias, and then Mission Impossible 3. I think he's a writer. I think that's where he gets his thing. I don't know. Yeah, right.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, he sucks. I mean, this is the guy that did Felicity, for crying out loud.
Never seen it.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, some chick with big hair.
Oh, that Carrie Russell chick.
I don't know who she is.
Yeah, okay. I only liked her in The Americans.
Yeah, that was good.
That chick, that's Felicity?
Yes.
Oh. Did you watch all The Americans?
Watched
I
first couple
started
of
on...
seasons, maybe the first 3 seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then it's like most shows. After you get through the first 2 or 3 seasons, it's just like, okay, I wish this would end.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was, Rush Limbaugh liked it.
Although I will say, I finished up the season 2 of The Righteous Gemstones.
Yes.
Spectacular.
Dude, is it not just awesome?
Spectacular.
Baby Billy, surprise!
It's
me!
He is my favorite character on the whole show.
American Shirts is here. I've never watched the last 2 of the sequels because they want to burn Star Wars down. Yes, it's true.
Yes, it's exactly what they did.
Yeah. Hold on, wait. Sorry if I wrote too much. Now you know we got to.
No, dude. No.
J.J. Abrams
said
is
is
one Maggie Media
100%
Corporation's
correct.
brain to burn movies and stories from our culture to the ground. It's true. He is a professional character assassin and professional movie arsonist. I like this term right here, professional movie arsonist. That's Kathleen Kennedy.
It's so true.
Dude, like I need. How am I going to remember?
Isn't she
that?
out?
Huh?
Isn't she out?
Everybody says that, and as soon as they do, she comes back and she goes, "Surprise!"
Oh no!
It's
Sully's
me.
Sully's
Ain't
referencing the
misbehaving.
damn song I couldn't get out of my head for 3 days.
Which song is that?
Ain't misbehaving.
Oh God, yes.
Baby Billy and Amy Lee.
Hilarious.
I mean, that is just such a great show. I mean, it's unbelievable. So we started a new show, and have you watched Barry?
No, I have not.
So it's on season 3 now, which is perfect. This is what's great about streaming, because the first season of shows, don't watch them, like, you know, because you're gonna watch this great show. You're like, man, that is awesome. Jericho is an example of
Oh, love
that.
it.
And then you're gonna be like, it gets canceled, and you're like, what? What? How do you cancel that?
Well, the first season was good. The second season, I felt like they pushed it too far.
Well, they were trying, you know? It was like, what was it? Hang on here. I'm messing around with Discord. I gotta stay out of that while on this thing.
Ha!
So hey, listen. Yeah, Barry. Sully Barry. And you can feel free to check your Discord too. So there's this guy. Do you guys know Jack Murphy? Do you know that whole thing?
No, what's going on with that?
Okay, so like there's this guy. I don't know how he got any fame. His name's Jack Murphy. And let's see, let's start with like, I don't know how, I'm so stupid. I'm tired, that's why. Jack did a thing here. Let's see here real quick. So, where am I? Okay, there I am. Jack Murphy, he was on Tim Pool. And I don't know, he does like a hair club for men, or a, what's the razor shave club or whatever. It's like that, but he does it for guys who can't pick up chicks. Or something like that. And it's like how to become an alpha male, right?
Huh.
Well, this is him
I know
on.
somebody might be interested in
The
that.
Cuck article you wrote.
Okay,
I am
listen.
not going to talk about
Hold on a second. Let me rewind this. So this is the Tim Pool show, I think. Now this is on the quartering. He covered it, but at the beginning, here's what you need to know, and it starts right away. So let me turn this up, and then check this out.
Could you please clear up the Cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? You
Me.
for bringing this up, right?
Did you catch what she asked?
Yeah, the cuck article.
Cuck article, yeah. He wrote, so somebody paid like $20 super chat or something like that, right? And so she's reading the super chat, and it was like just a random super chat, and it became like the greatest super chat ever on YouTube, because this guy, he continues to go. Here he goes from a serious interview. They're sitting in here. They're on a couch. This Tim Pool has this whole setup like this now. And this is what the guy does. I'm going to restart it here real quick.
Could you please clear up the Cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? You
Me.
for bringing this up right here and right now.
Me.
Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just use a little bit of common sense.
Sorry,
Oh.
apologies.
Yeah. You.
Elizabeth.
Heartfelt.
What?
Nothing. I'm just guy. I literally was just coughing. It's just an inconvenient cough. At no point, not during the show, not before the show, not at any point in the entire time that I have known Jack has it been told to me that A, this topic existed and this article in question existed, and B, that it was something that was off limits that we couldn't talk about.
But they didn't see the whole thing where I was like, let's not talk about that after I've addressed it. And then she brought it up.
Okay, so Slade Raider got that right. That was like on Blaze TV. And then now here he is on Tim Pool talking about it. And it just goes completely downhill. And when I say downhill, I'm like, this guy, here he is. I mean, look, he thinks he's like the 5th member of ZZ Top. And I mean,
Why
what
has
is
he got
up?
the middle of his beard colored?
I think it's from, we'll talk later about that.
Yeah.
However, this was not said to us at any point during the You Are Here episode. When the show did end, Jack got up. I made an attempt to apologize or to at least ask what had happened and what had made him react that way. He told me to go fuck myself, or he either said go fuck yourself or he said fuck you again. I can't remember which. And then he left. For Jack, I will extend him the courtesy of assuming that he was purely mistaken in what he was saying and did not realize that he had not, in fact, set boundaries and that he had not, in fact, said that this was a topic that he did not want to discuss, as you can clearly see.
Yeah, that's
he
all
never said
bullshit.
that.
But they didn't see the whole thing where I was like, let's not talk about that after I've addressed it. And then she brought it up again.
You sit on a throne of lies.
What's wrong,
So
everyone? Is
anyway,
here
that's
from the
the
quarter?
quartering. That's kind of like the beginning of it. And so what happened is this guy, he, like, there's videos out there, and I'm sure, man, he says his beard is all natural.
Yeah, okay.
It's stained, okay? That middle part, it's a stain. It's like stained tighty-whities.
Ew.
Oh, God.
And the more you learn about this guy, the more you'll realize why I said that. So, like, this guy, I don't know why he did this. I don't know who he was working for or whatnot. But he, like, wrote an article years back about how it was like, it's Saturday night, I'm typing this, and... So I've killed the chat. So it is Saturday night, and I'm writing this article. My wife is out with another man, and I'm happy about it.
What?
Yes,
The
yes.
fuck?
Yeah, the guy's he's the definition of a cuck. Okay, and so they came up and asked him this question. Sully just lays it on harder.
Jeez.
They asked him about this. And this is great. You guys are giving a live reaction to it. Like you didn't know any of this had happened. That's awesome.
No, absolutely not.
So as it goes further, I mean, this guy, he just throws a tantrum because somebody called him out and said, what about this article? And he supposedly was proud of it and everything else. And then this article, it talks about how he encourages his wife to go out and sleep with other men and like all this stuff. Well, then the internet does what the internet does. Okay.
Blows him up.
The dude has videos of, I think it's his wife, pegging him.
Pegging him.
Oh, wow.
What does that mean?
Oh gosh!
Oh, no!
I wish Guava Ball was here to
I don't
here to hear that.
Diva.
Oh my
that?
gosh!
No.
Oh my gosh! This is the greatest night of my life.
This is gonna end in
This
disaster.
is the greatest night ever.
What does that mean?
Oh my gosh!
Oh
Well,
my
just for a
goodness.
disclaimer, we can tell everybody went to church today and found out God feels good about them because
Yes,
we're all going to
the
hell
Lord is risen.
Well, apparently
The
I'm
tomb is
not
empty.
because I don't know anything. I don't know what this means.
Oh my gosh! I don't want to tell you because I love the innocence. I love the honesty here. This is how long have we been on here now? This is the greatest chat we've ever had. The first 30 minutes, it's just like, good night, boys and girls. Don't brush your teeth after you eat all that candy. We'll talk to you later.
I think Slade said it best. The question is, Diva, do you want to know?
I'm afraid that I don't think I want to know. I'm really scared now.
Oh, it's.
I'm really scared.
Let's
You know
think
what's
of
funny
a
is
creative way to put this.
Well, Cool Frog has got a very colorful.
No, it's not.
That's not that.
No, this guy.
God, my naivety is showing.
Let's
Prosthetic
put it
phallic.
this way. Let's put it this way: a woman puts on a prosthetic
Like phallic.
and then treats the man like a woman.
Bitch.
God.
Through his only open orifice.
I mean, my gosh.
Well, his only backdoor open orifice, I should
Yes.
say.
Yes.
Oh,
There's video.
Oh God.
Oh, Sully can't even type right. She's falling off. You can tell. This is so great. Oh my gosh, this is the greatest ever. This is the greatest show ever.
Nice faux pas. Sully.
So, okay, so let's just go back here a little bit. Okay, let's just go back here a little bit. It is.
Oh God.
That guy right there. Taking one. For God knows what reason. And he videotapes it. And it's on the internet somewhere.
Let's find it.
Oh, no, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
No. We will get kicked off for that.
Oh, it will never. No, here's the thing. You can't return once you see something like that. So this guy, it goes on, and I don't know. Like, I just grabbed this real quick before the show started because I was like, you guys probably don't know about. I just kind of assumed this because we haven't ever talked about it. I was gonna see if what's he showing there? He's showing.
You've assumed correctly.
Yeah, he's showing like the numbers for Jack Murphy.
American Shirt said he put it out for pay.
Oh.
It was like several years ago, though, right? I think.
Was the wife hot?
No.
It doesn't.
The wife is never hot.
Well, I mean, that's because he looks like a very furry cue ball.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, I think he had, like, did he have, like, Devil's Three Ways also? Like, there's a lot of,
What's...
Do what?
I don't know what that is either.
Oh, God, no. God, no. Oh my gosh!
Tonight, Dictionary Diva gets.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I feel like a sinner right now. Oh my gosh!
Well,
Sully, are you listening to this?
I don't know.
I mean, my gosh! He's a bear, she says. Oh my gosh! Guava Ball's not here. Oh my gosh! You know what?
If Guava were here, he'd be having a field day.
After this is over, I'm gonna put this to private, and then we're all gonna have to just start texting him. Diva needs a new dictionary. Lance Kelly,
yes,
I love it.
Apparently, I do.
Oh my gosh! So
I don't think Diva refers to the Urban Dictionary much.
No, Oxford. I've got the Oxford Dictionary.
Yeah, we're not in England anymore, babe.
Oh dear.
So
we ain't in Kansas, that's for sure.
Yeah. So well, hold on here. Now this is beautiful. This is sweet. I mean, I feel like it's Christmas Eve because we're talking about little babies here, little precious babies.
You're more like a tour guide.
Oh, golly. Oh my gosh.
Hell?
I thought I gave all this up when I said I do. But listen. Okay, first of all, Diva.
Thank
Dictionary
you, American
Diva.
Shirts. Thank you.
Double D.
Yes.
What do you think a Devil's Three-Way is? Do you have an idea? Do you want to take a guess? Just a guess.
A devil's three-way.
Don't give it thought. Just spit out something.
Two guys and a girl.
Ding, 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 ding. Guys, she is
Tell her
smart.
what
She
she's
is
won,
beautiful. Oh.
But then I was imagining.
Wait a second. Let's see who we have tonight. We got me, you, Volstorm, and Dictionary D. Oh, she's in one right now.
Oh shit!
Listen, it's another government conspiracy.
Oh, yes. This time I just want to videotape. I don't want to participate.
This time.
Names
Oh
have been
my
changed to protect the
gosh. Oh my gosh. So, anyway, this guy, Jack Murphy.
So what's the other one called? An Angels three-way?
A menage a trois. It's French.
Ah.
It's just the way
Two
it
girls
is.
and a guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
I'm gonna start calling it Angels three-way.
Well, the Devils is because an Angels would be because Angels have halos. That'd be three chicks. Devils three-way because you got two
chicks
horns.
at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like a devil's head. You know, you got two horns. You got a horn on each side. Does that make sense? Do you want to draw this out? We can.
No,
Let's see.
no, we're good. We're good.
This is when ID Crisis needs to be in. He could draw a little sketch.
I was to say you can barely operate Microsoft Paint.
Because I have a Mac. So see, I don't have Microsoft Paint. I don't know how to do it. Anyway, God, this is just great. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
That's because Apple Paint is just a set of crayons and a piece of paper.
How can you? No, they don't have paper. They have recycled plastic or something. I'm sure. I don't know how to. I forgot what we were talking about. I mean, this is just.
We were talking about this Jack Murphy dude and the fact that he's a cuck.
Yes. Let's stay focused on this one.
Takes it up the ass.
How about him trying to pressure Nick Rekieta into silence?
This should be great.
Oh.
I wanted kind of your read on how you thought I might take what he said to me. He said something along the lines of, "Hey, you don't look very good right now to our mutuals. So you may want to consider."
Now that's right. So Jack Murphy said that to Nick Rekieta, and Nick Rekieta is the king of I don't give a rat's ass. And attorney, here's his buddy attorney Ty down in Texas, and Jack Murphy's like, "Hey man, you don't look good to our mutuals." What the hell does that even mean, right?
Consider taking down those tweets.
Well, first of all, Nick, I think I have, generally speaking, been a very accurate predictor of how he would react. Remember early on in our friendship when I told that lawyer for the Dynasty guys, you don't want to fuck with that guy.
Like I'm going to change my opinion because of...
So anyway, that's what you get an idea of Jack Murphy. He contacted Nick Rekieta and said, "Hey man, you want to take down these mean tweets, dude? When you do that, you're just setting yourself up worse and worse." And
so basically, he had already humiliated himself with all the crap he had done before, and then was trying to avoid further embarrassment by telling Rekieta to take the tweets down, which made it 10 times worse.
It did, and everything came out on him and stuff. Oh, look, we now have a quadway. How are you doing, Sully?
Oh God,
you couldn't resist it, could you?
Well, it was interesting.
I can take that so many different ways. And I tried to be nice and just we weren't going to do this. I had no idea that it was going to become the greatest show to ever be put on the internet tonight. What's pegging? What's pegging? Oh my gosh. Oh my
Are you
gosh.
asking me that?
No, the diva said that.
Yeah, I
I
had no
know.
clue. I had no clue.
Do you now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
Very graphically, I'm sure she does. Anyway, all that got to because I've been noticing this is YouTube drama, right? This is what I keep saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna bring this in here. I know I am because I can't stop looking at train wrecks. You know, I just can't.
Hello, Benjamin.
Can't stop. Okay,
Jack, how you?
so what happened is that this guy Jack Murphy, he ran and hid. And oh yeah, Slater, yeah, it was Nick was just. Did you see that episode where he put on the beard with Drexel? Like that may be like the greatest show ever. Nick was talking about the other night. He has like 400,000 views on that show now. And when I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, if Fall Storm saw this, he'd be upset because he'd be like, we should have done that first.
Absolutely.
So anyway, this Jack Murphy guy is back, and he did this interview. I don't know who any of these people are. And Sully, do you know about the Jack Murphy story? Did you know about it before tonight?
Not until tonight.
Oh gosh, what have I done? This is a Pandora's box that never ends.
I was supposed to say you've opened up the gateway to hell at this point.
Doing?
Yeah.
I'm all right, man. How are you doing?
Pretty
Good
good.
to see you.
You're not the first person to say
you
that.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
There he
It
is.
has been. I think we.
This looks creepy. I mean, this just, you know, I know nothing about this. I haven't watched it. See, this is what gets me in trouble every time. Sully she knows it. Because what I always say, I'm reading this with y'all. This is the first time I've had any contact with this. And ID Crisis disturbing.
Shout out to ID.
ID, you're going to have to draw some pics for Diva.
No,
she
you're
doesn't
good.
understand.
It's good. You're fine.
Oh,
It's good.
Okay.
I think her eyes and ears are bleeding enough at this point.
Biologically, I can understand it. I really don't need pictures.
Well, you know, it looks like horns. Okay, you know, kind of like Batman's scowl. You know, it's
This is going to be the running joke all night. You know, the horns.
yeah, the devil horns. Devil horns.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Sully will have to remember that now because being from Texas, you can't say what is it? Is it hook'em horns?
Hook'em horns.
Right?
That's it. Hook 'em
Yeah.
horns.
Now I've ruined it
Now
for
you
you.
know
Haven't I?
why.
And we also have devil horns that are mesquite bush seeds that are shaped just like devil horns.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all. Oh,
Anyway.
gosh. I don't know what's happening anymore.
No pics. No.
I don't
good.
know what's happening.
All right,
Good,
all right,
guys.
Get to this. Hurry up.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to. So, like, it's this guy.
2019.
It's been that long already. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
the
Yeah, we
pandemic.
talked
All
like
kinds
3 years
of
ago.
fixtures and chicken coops and getting hens.
Wait,
and
how
doing
many
the whole
how many
thing.
chicken coops are you making?
Fuck.
Well, sorry, chicken coop.
Okay.
Yeah, this is. I don't know. Is this right? Is that the way it's supposed to be?
I don't know. They're talking about chickens now. I'm a little scared.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know exactly how this
Yep.
goes. It just goes downhill. It's nonstop.
Singular.
We're gonna keep fast
Creative
forwarding.
being before one is even aware of oneself. And from there, he extrapolates from unique individuality of everyone's Dasein.
Wait a second.
What?
It's very
No,
critical.
100%. 100% anti-liberal, but also 100% anti. I'm not a Duganist. I'm a student, right? I've studied and learned and read and talked to him as a way to understand one of the world's most interesting men, because he's a thinker of influence. And if you want to,
I have not talked to Jack Murphy, so I don't know what he's talking about.
It sounds like pseudo philosophy.
I don't think Jack knows what Jack is talking about.
You see the face. You see what I'm talking about with the tidy whities.
Yeah.
That's a skid mark right there in the middle. I mean, oh yeah. By the way, yeah. There's there's other things like this guy had dudes come over. There's some weird stuff going on. Like I don't know what all happened. But it's not that it's weird. Well, yeah, it is weird because this guy's married to a chick, and he like pushes her off on men, and like gets off on that, and it's like I don't know, man. Like, it's not good for the soul. I noticed that Sully hasn't said a word. Did she fall off? Okay,
I'm stunned.
Stunned. This is soft. Welcome to the soft underbelly of the internet. This guy
scrape very far.
Where you have these big names that are not just big names in the numbers, but there was this kind of turn into the normie land where a lot of the internet was just joking around and shit posting and trolling and just expressing things and sharing things. But
sharing
the
things,
podcast circuit, and then and then YouTube too. There was just it was very plebeian and just kind of pickup stuff, and then with around the IDW stuff, it became apparent that there's legitimate conversations happening in this space outside of the mainstream narrative. There are very valid, and respectable people communicating, but we sit.
What is this guy talking about?
What the hell? He's made a lot of words, but none of them make sense.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, Jack Murphy, so like I said, like he has like the hair club for men or something like that. And you have to pay. It's like, how to become an Illuminati or something. I forget what he calls his group of guys. And you have to pay him $100 a month to join this. Plus you have to have like a joiner's fee or something. I don't even know what they do. All I know is that this guy's figured out how to like scam people, because they looked at like how many subscribers he has, and they've been able to figure out that something like $400,000 a year he's getting from people. And just to like, hey, are you afraid of being a simp? Are you afraid of wearing getting a neck beard? Whatever it is. And it's like, join me and I'll teach you how to be a alpha male. And I'm like, you're getting pegged, dude.
My biggest complaint so far is the fact that he mispronounced plebeian.
Yes, he said plebeian.
Yes.
He said plebeian.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
he did.
Yeah.
I was going to ask Diva how often she throws that word around.
Actually, not that often. No. I might have to resurrect it.
From what I've heard, she has a very extensive vocabulary and doesn't have to use that
That's
word.
what I've heard. So, yeah. How's the weather, Diva?
It's nice and mild today.
Spring is in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna
back
say,
to the underbelly.
What's that thing called? The Alexa thing. I'm looking at it. It says 55 and rainy. So, all right, yeah. So I don't know what this guy's doing.
And I'm kind of connected to that. I kind of try to do higher brow stuff, but I'm.
Oh my gosh! Have you ever heard anybody say I try to do higher brow stuff
on the internet?
Quite so.
Dude, you're on the internet. You're not doing anything highbrow.
You're so highbrow. Yes.
Riding a wave of a lot of just
a guy who has a
stuff and
plastic
just
Bic pen does not
generating
do
content
high
and,
wave internet
trolling
stuff.
each other, and the less respectable
should've
kind of
quit
stuff
while
that
he was just
I
ahead.
play with,
Yes.
but
While
I
he
can't
was
get
ahead.
into because I have to
Excuse
stay
me.
in a certain level of respectability. So I'm just thinking about that and the sands are kind of sifting. Like it is really a mix-up, but there are.
I want everybody to start talking with their hands like that.
Blah, blah. Blah, blah,
The
blah.
sands are sifting.
Just
I know.
kind of tiers of discourse that are happening that are off the gatekeeped blue churched path, right?
What?
Sure.
What?
And everyone
Blue
just see it blow
church.
up into each other, and they
I've
kinda get
never
on that and
heard
stuff.
such
word
that's
vomit
in my
the,
life.
The IDW
Yeah.
moments was a good one because it did.
What's IDW
It
mean?
legitimized actual intellectual sense making on the internet.
Intellectual
And
sense
it brought people
making.
together who may have not actually come together in person,
seen
or
that.
had they done so, it would have been at some nerdy conference that nobody else went to or heard of, and
Yeah.
there was maybe a recording of it that got
And there were only
translated,
those two guys
transcribed
there.
later. It brought sense making because nobody really knows, right? Nobody really knows where we're going or what's.
Yeah.
Dude,
How
I don't
could you?
know.
How could you know? You
We're
make no
going
sense.
forward, okay? Everybody, I don't know if you know this or not, but you're going forward. I mean, there is no going backwards. You can back up a car, but guess what? You can only do that for a little bit before you guys start going forward again. We're all going forward. Sorry. That was my deep thoughts. I learned that from Jack Handy.
Lewis
good
Carroll
work.
quoted that. I can't be. Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland. He quoted that, or he wrote that. What I was today, I can never be again. Or
He did Alice in Wonderland?
yes,
Yes.
Who's the guy that made candy?
Willy
well,
Wonka.
that's
Willy
a great
Wonka?
question.
Okay, maybe I was thinking about him.
Well,
Oh.
Alice in Wonderland's about tripping on mushrooms.
Well,
Some people think it is.
actually, wasn't it about like
I think he
trying
was.
to impress a 12-year-old girl?
Ew.
Okay, let's just go ahead and get to the heart of the matter here. What's going on is this man is representing a false Illuminati. And what that is a decoy to distract you from the fact that there is a real Illuminati out there controlling governments,
Yes.
doing scientific experiments.
Yes. That's what this guy's. All right, I'm fast forwarding.
A cynical sense, but it's just the way that
This
the
guy's
Slavic
still
operates on
talking.
That
I just went 10
level
minutes
is
fast
different,
forward.
Totally different than where Tim ended up.
Oh, Tim.
his
Now he's
thing,
talking about-
the connections that are going there, and then the amount of attention that's going on in there. And with that attention, it's compounded by there's.
This
not
guy
just
should
more
be on
eyes, but there's
PBS.
More eyes
Oh, for
watching those
fuck's
eyes
sake, get
because
to the
then
point.
when something
Let the
happens
guy-
up
let
there,
the-
there's
let
a lot of
the,
people downstream of that want to play with the attention. That
Well, he's trying to
happens,
do the Peter
upstream with
Rose.
them.
Wasn't that
And
his
so there's
name?
a
Peter
huge
Rose
surge
had all
in,
black
Charlie
background.
Rose.
the
Charlie.
level
Charlie
broke
Rose, thank
in
you.
your case of like this this older internet, this trollish kind of a non-internet, the older YouTube where people were just shit posting each other and trolling each other, and just a bunch of people in their basements just finding material, and then
I am not in a basement. I'll be glad for you to know.
this more legitimate or more astute YouTube that has come over time with more attention.
There's
and
a
then Tim Pool and
astute
other
YouTube
voices
now?
cultivating a space for.
Well, let's
different
take it back
type
to
of
the
attention
basement,
there, and that's
boys.
where the
Oh, for crying
collapse
out
of
loud.
worlds back into a previous
It reminds
generation.
me of
Twitter
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
internet is a hell of a
From
lot
what I
more
see.
cutthroat now than it used to be.
Yeah, my internet life has been pretty wild, man.
Okay, this is what I wanted to get to.
Look, I
Okay, so
start-
this is because I saw y'all see Brittany Vintney. Did any of y'all watch her?
No.
She's great. She's awesome. She did when I saw her covering this. I was like, okay, I know that this is a big deal now, and like this is part of the thing that they're talking about. It's like, oh, well, my internet life and his whole. This is a guy that put on pay-per-view porn, and now he's upset because he's reinvented himself or whatever he did to get out of that. And someone called him back on it and said, "Hey man, remember you used to do that?" It's like going to Kenny Rogers and saying, a country music concert, asking him to start singing Tulsa Turnaround. Or What Condition My Condition Is In.
That's a good song.
How much chicken do you have in the back?
I never had Kenny Rogers chicken.
It wasn't bad.
Started on the Manosphere forums back in 2007 or 8 as just anonymous reader, whatever. Then maybe I started posting on the forums, and I met some really great guys on those forums back then.
Yeah, you
guys
did.
That still
I bet
know
he
today,
did.
Guys that have matured and grown out of all that nonsense and are 15 years on in life that are friends of mine still. And I was told
I
He's
rotate
gonna
them.
smear
I
his
didn't even know
beard.
what Twitter was. I followed one of my friends from the forums onto Twitter, and we just started writing with Jack Murphy is sort of my name. It's half my name. My name is John Murphy Goldman. I'm named after my
Ew.
grandfather, Jack Murphy, John Murphy. So it's like my name, but it's not my name, but it is my name. And so I
What?
used Jack Murphy as,
Wow.
as sort of a pseudonym, but not really me. And so I was operating in like a non-space.
Yeah.
And then in this like edgy, just say whatever you want. We're just talking shit. Like nobody's really listening.
This guy,
Right? It's like a small,
shit.
totally small community.
okay, this guy over here, his head shaking is driving me nuts.
Do you think they understand each other?
Because I don't.
I don't either.
It
It's
sounds like
they're-
what it sounds like what he was saying was Yeah, well, I was saying all these things, but I didn't really think anybody would find out about it.
Yeah, that's what I've gotten out of it. That's all I know. Like this guy here, I can't listen to what's this guy over here? He's like Professor McScrody Wiggins or something. I don't know. He's like, I want to be. I think Steve Jobs is cool, and I want to wear all black like he does. And then, I mean, they're all. It's. Oh gosh, anyway.
Elizabeth did that too, and it didn't turn out so good for her.
Who did?
Elizabeth.
Who's Elizabeth?
What was her last name? The one that came out with the pill that dressed all in black. What was her last name? I can't remember.
The pill.
Yeah, it was a pill you could take that would give you an X-ray. She just got busted long ago. Y'all know who?
An X-ray?
Let me look it up.
No. I kind of remember this, but I don't remember all of it. Yep.
It's the lady that did the lab, the diagnostics that were.
Oh, the chick that just got arrested?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I saw a thing on her, like, in Forbes, like, years ago, and it's like, because I was like, wait a second, she's, like, 22 years old. How did she get all this up? And then I figured out she just basically slept her way to, like, money. And
she's a grifter.
Yeah, total grifter. She's, like, the queen of the grifters.
Yeah.
Back before grifting was a cool-sounding word.
Oh, grifting's been around forever and ever.
Yeah, but like now it's a totally different meaning. Like we're all grifters on here because we're just like slack-jawed making fun of people. Like that's internet grifters are a whole different set than what it was of like the actual grifter. It's changed. All this stuff. You guys you gotta get out of that Oxford Dictionary.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the universe.
Dude, is that from Dusty Rhodes?
No.
You just wrote a song just then, Paul.
No, I didn't. I stole it from Django Fett.
Oh, Django Fett.
Well, nicely done.
I really thought that was the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
That's Hard Times.
Hard Times!
Hard
Yes!
Times!
Me and Miss Sassafras.
Son of a plumber.
I mean, like, honestly, we need to get... Oh, we can't. Like, WWE, they hate you if you talk about wrestling. Like, yeah, that was the big strike
God
down.
forbid you promote their product.
Yeah, I used an old rock thing for an intro, and, man, it was like a weird how it had to be taken down. It was like, can't show it, can't monetize it anyway. But it was weird.
Anyways, let's get back to the cuck.
Get 100 views or something, and you'd be like, "Sweet, that was awesome." And then I got doxxed in 2018, and so that's when my personal life and the pseudonymous life got collapsed.
Yeah.
Ew.
And so that's when my like upstanding, normal, white collar professional job of being a charter school executive and working for a charter school.
Wait, whoa. This guy was in charge of a charter school?
You're starting to see it all come together, aren't you?
Oh, jeez.
Educating the minds of the youth. Right there.
The troubled youth.
That got collapsed with shit posting manosphere world, where you're just saying things to get a rise out of people. Maybe you believe it, maybe you don't. It's just fun. We're having fun. And then all of a sudden, that's like, boy, everything you said back then in 2015 that's your gospel truth, and that's who you are. Yeah. And so that's so I got fired out of my job then. And at that time, man, my prospects for like re-entering the normie professional world seemed pretty dim when you're called a racist, Nazi, whatever. And some of your posts that you think are just fun, anonymous.
I gotta stop here for a second because American Shirts, man, you know so much about this.
Oh, he's on top of this, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like I can't keep up with you, which is great. That's great. That means you're doing awesome. Whenever you can't keep up with the chat, I think that means you got a chat that's doing awesome. So that's just, oh man, it's. But I love ID Crisis right here. He sums it up. Come on in, the water's fine.
You know what? You're getting Friday night content on a Sunday.
Easter Sunday, sir.
Yes.
Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Everybody was here just having a nice, easy time. Then we discovered about the Devil's Three-Way.
True, maybe all true, whatever. Not meant
Well,
for
David
public
did.
consumption, really, because nobody's listening. Get tacked on to your LinkedIn profile. It's tough. And so at that time, I just was like, okay, I have a small, like single-digit thousands Twitter following. Like, well, let me see what I can do with this. And so I rode with Jack Murphy. And so Jack Murphy's dragging with it things from the original doxing, some other things that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I go from this like niche manosphere place, which is really a place that only you should pass through if you need to. It's not a place where everybody should go, and it's definitely not a place for anybody
Did
to
he
stay.
say manosphere?
Right?
Manosphere.
The fuck is that?
That's where he gets men to come over and do his wife.
No.
Well, it makes much more sense now.
Surely not.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, that's what he's talking about. It's like, I'm in this little
Manosphere.
area, yeah. And, I mean, he's trying to sell the fact that being a cuck makes him more manly.
He looks a lot like someone I know.
He looks like a skid mark.
Ballstorm, he looks like someone that you know as well.
Y'all shouldn't hang out with him anymore.
It's me. That's what I look like.
No idea.
In life.
The individual
Possibly.
is going to be doing a
And I
Brazilian
guess through my hard
jiu-jitsu
work and
tournament
diligence and
match
being, I think,
with someone else we
respectable
know.
Oh shit.
You see it?
Okay.
Yep.
Are you guys going to be rolling around on the mat together?
No. Come on, continue.
It's happened.
Asking good questions, a voracious consumer of the right kind of content, putting it together, synthesizing it, and like being very diligent about the podcast guests that I've asked to come on. In just a matter of years, I go from being an anonymous ship poster in the manosphere to interviewing the the chief of staff of the Department of the Defense and world-leading philosophers and top academics in the world. And it's crazy, actually.
Is he high right now?
Yeah, no, not that.
Which one?
Lose the thread, but it
Both.
goes back to what we're saying about like the information landscape or the information exchange landscape and how that it's not just information, it's persona, it's the human being, the way that you can
shut up,
operate in this brave new world.
Yeah, and how you contextualize your behavior.
A whole new.
So I used to call this platform power and platform responsibility. Like as the platform grows, you have different responsibilities. The things that you can say when you've got 50 Twitter followers or a blog that no one reads for fun is entirely different than what you can and should be saying if you have 150,000 followers and
Do you guys think if tomorrow we woke up and I had 150,000 followers that I would change anything?
No.
I mean, there's no way.
No.
I can't do it. Like it's a whole different story.
people
But
are
no,
watching what you're doing.
you are who
inside.
you are.
Right.
Popeye.
I think that's true. And you comport yourself differently in the privacy of your own home and then with your family and then with your community. I mean, sure, there's congruent value systems, but you still it's like you come home and you take your shoes off, right? Like that's
Take your shoes off, let your buddy do your wife.
You can take your shoes off and you do. Well, that's
Just
great.
sit back, relax.
But the trail is permanent. The trail is permanent. And when you do move from one space, I like how you said that, how like the distance can be very short. I think that I'm an interesting example of how short it can be. And
You're an interesting example of
I can't,
something.
a little tangent here. I can't separate in my mind what I should or shouldn't have done differently. Yes, I know there are a lot of things I wish I didn't do.
You shouldn't have people.
Oh, look at his body language. Look at how he's looking up and to the left. He's fabricating a story in his mind. He is grasping so hard to create a narrative that makes him look better.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And
you don't know what you should or shouldn't do? Seriously?
I mean, if that were the truth, if you have to, if you don't know what you should or shouldn't do, then you don't have morals. I mean, you don't have. I don't know.
I think he's already compromised his morals.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
He had none. He was never in touch with his dark self, so he created an alternate dark self and thought he'd never get caught with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
Here, well, yeah,
that the alternate. It sounds more like the alternate self is this that he's trying to portray as. Oh well, I'm actually a decent guy, and all that stuff was. His true self is the one that lets 4 or 5 guys come over and gangbang his wife.
You're right. I believe you're correct. Yes.
That
And
is. Go on.
It doesn't fit. His normative self does not fit with what is culturally acceptable.
I wonder if he has a generator in his basement. Sorry, Guava had to.
Oh, I love it. He's not here. This is so great. Oh my gosh. When Sully's not talking, I just imagine she's over there researching.
Remember, I can't touch my iPad.
Okay, or it could be when she can't. She's not talking. She's gasping for air.
That's probably the truth.
But in a good way. In a good way.
Yes, totally.
Oh my gosh! Can you believe this is such? This was a huge thing. Look, American Shirts will back me up on this. This was huge in like January, February, Marchish, maybe like a couple weeks there. Like whenever this broke, all this stuff about him. I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know. I can't tell time. So. Whenever this broke, it was huge. Like, it was just so weird huge. And I had so much fun at the time just laughing at it. I didn't realize, like, this is also makes such great content. I didn't realize until this episode how much fun this is. I mean, I've got my team here. This is the core of this thing. And this is great. This is the greatest chat we've ever had. And this is so funny. It's Jack Murphy, who I thought everybody already knew about this, and this is working out so perfect. Just everything about this, but this guy is so.
Oh God.
He is so locked up and thinking that there's memes of him in his undies. Well, actually, you know what? Just, look up Jack Murphy and the word meme. And it's all over the place. It's so great. I got to stop here. I got to brag on y'all. Everybody that's in the chat, that's on the show. Everybody who listens, he comes in. The people that come in after the show's over and they start listening and stuff. Is that you're all here because this is a fringe show. Like, we just talk about the outsides of things. It's like, what's happening here? This is, our topics go everywhere. I had no idea that this would be so much fun. But this guy, Jack Murphy, is just, he does this to himself to the point where it's like, if he would just accept it and be like, yeah, I'm weird. I think it'd all be over.
Right. If you just say, yeah, I'm a freak.
Hey, man, it's my kink, right?
It's my kink. I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Got to get my kink on somehow.
Yeah, because see, here's the thing. The more he denies it and the more he tries to separate himself from it, the more talk it generates.
Yeah.
Whereas as opposed to him just saying, yeah, that this is kind of my thing, blah, 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 then people would move on and completely forget about him.
Yeah.
But the fact that he continues to perpetuate this is the issue.
And like after that first video I played where he told that girl go F herself.
Yeah.
And she was like, there's no planning of this. Like there was nothing that I was told you can't say or do or something. To me, I'm thinking that for the last 3 months where he has removed himself from the internet, they've been planning, and he's like trying to find the perfect person. And the people that remember the flash cast and the quartering stuff, and like the quartering was going to interview Frosk. Like this is kind of like how I think that would have ended up. Like Frosk, she wasn't going to go out there and just interview with him. I think she probably had a lot to do with like finding the right people that she thought or he or whatever Frosk is. Would be fair to them, and I think that's what Jack Murphy's doing here. He handpicked, this PBS channel guy, NPR. Oh, this is NPR radio.
Oh, that makes it even better.
This guy is NPR. This is
Did
what
I
I
not
imagine.
just say that? I just
Did you?
I said,
But-
yes, I said this reminds
By the
me
way,
of
I think
NPR.
we've killed American shirts.
Well, hey,
He's dead on the floor.
He's dead. He's on the floor with guava.
Dead. Yep.
and guava. Yeah. Sully, I didn't hear you say NPR, but I did hear you say NPR. It's in my soul. You know what's funny is today, Sully, and I almost said this to you because it was so creepy. I went to send you. I was like, you had sent a message, and I was like, I replied or something. I was like, I'm gonna see if Sully sent something back. Just like it was like 20 minutes or 30, an hour later. And as soon as I looked over, it says Sully is typing. I was like, whoa, that was freaky.
I was reading your mind.
It was freaky. But anyway, we gotta get through this.
But then again, were the things that I shouldn't have done the ones that shorten that distance? It's like the things that you do or say get you to where you want to go, but then you regret having done or said them. I can't sometimes separate the two. Yeah.
Well, you could reverse engineer it.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you can go through action by action, but I mean the explosiveness. Again, I go back to that Beirut explosion. Do you remember that when that happened?
Which
it was 2019 or 2020. There was this
Beirut
something
explosion.
and
Beirut?
It was modern day
that one. Okay.
Beirut. So there's 40 or 50 cell phone footage of this huge explosion, and then later on, a bunch of damage, just phenomenal thing to watch. But you're like, what happened? And then some company in Britain, I think it is in Britain, did a beautiful reconstruction. They took it all together. They figured all the photos.
Yeah, it
and
was
they
a chemical
went down
plant.
to that warehouse, and they
Oh,
figured
yeah, I
out what
remember
was in
that.
that warehouse, what happened. And the warehouse had created a bomb without knowing it. They had a bunch of fertilizer, a bunch of tires, and then a bunch of fireworks. It was a perfect bomb. It was this huge bomb, and they didn't. People were warning about that, but nobody knew that was going to happen. So,
How is this relevant?
to make a metaphor
Was it a
for your
bomb?
case, like.
Yeah, I think it was just
said
bomb.
it several times.
Yeah. So this guy, what this guy's doing, he's trying to bring up something to just make himself sound smarter.
Right.
Like he sends these tapes to NPR every day, hoping that today will be the day they call and say, "Hey, will you come over and work for us?"
His voice isn't good enough.
He's he's probably spent like $100,000 on microphones.
Probably.
Not to mention, he's a horrible interviewer.
Yeah. Horrible.
Horrible.
He's worried about what he's going to say next because this isn't natural talk. I mean, just go with it. Just let the guy talk and just, for an interview, you don't want to let the guy hang himself. If you give anything enough rope, it's like a dog who ties itself around a tree or a post. You gave the dog too much rope. It ran around. Now it's stuck. It's like, why is the dog stuck? Just go the other way. But so what your job is just make sure the dog doesn't get stuck. And this guy said he's talking about Beirut bomb. When he started talking about that, I thought he was going to start quoting Ronald Reagan.
And you know what? American Shirts hit it dead on.
What's
No
that?
real conservative gets into an interview with anybody associated with NPR.
Right? But that's what this guy is. He's the perfect NPR guy.
Like there was the explosion. There was a
God,
lot
still
of
talking about
very
that.
intense material that
Jesus.
just grabbed attention to it.
When I fast
Phenomenal.
forward, I just
Like,
wait for him to put down his
just to
hands.
surf the internet and understand to what degree we can go from one place to another and what's going to stick with us, what doesn't stick with us.
It's all gonna
what's
stick.
important, what's
It's the
valuable to
internet.
the audience. What do people want, necessarily need to know about us, et cetera, et cetera.
They don't need to know
Trying to figure
anything.
out who is this guy? CIA? They're calling you like a glowy. I don't even know what a glowy is or what that means.
What is a glowy?
What?
I think
What's
you
a
just
glowy?
made that term up.
You guys don't know glowies?
Well,
No.
hell, I don't.
I want to
don't
know the
anything.
glowy.
Okay, glowies are government agents. Like, let's see here. I'm going to do the correct definition from the Urban Dictionary. Normally it's used for CIA, but it's also for like agencies like ATF, FBI. They're the people that they really stand out. They stick out like a sore thumb in the population, hence the term glow in the dark.
Oh.
So, I mean,
I think they call those decoys.
Yeah, okay. It's like that person over there is a federal agent, and he looks so much like a federal agent, he would glow in the dark. That's a glowy.
Okay, totally makes sense.
We are just. But you know what? I'm going to change my name after this show tonight. I'm going to become the professor.
Yes.
I feel like I'm teaching at this point. What are you a professor of? Well, have you ever heard of the Devil's Three-Way?
All right. You going to learn today?
It's the learning.
And I don't.
It's the
I don't
learning
want to back in the
channel.
corner. You don't have to answer
The
any of
more
these
you
questions.
know.
It's just that you attracted so much attention in such a phenomenal short amount of time that I don't know how one deals with that, and then how one kind of figures out the rubble, reconstructs it, and then moves on from them. Right?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of good questions in there and a lot to think about.
What?
The attention. It was a bomb. And you know, I tried, speaking in generalities here, I tried to clean up some of my history. And I thought I had done a decent job, but I guess I hadn't. Things were stored in Russian BitTorrents and in places.
Did he just blame the Russians?
Yes, he did. Russian BitTorrents.
This guy has pictures of taking a plastic phallic and shoving it into his rectum.
Basically, what he's trying to say is that the stuff they didn't find was so much worse.
Yes. He was able to take down a lot. He had to run out to the car. Yeah, he ran out to an Apple store as soon as that first thing happened. He started using one of their free computers trying to take down stuff.
Places that this is what people are telling me, that I just had no idea to even look. No idea. All the casual searching, your regular Google searches, 20 pages deep, whatever. I thought I had done a pretty good job. Because I realized I had gone from one universe to the next. And I didn't know that I was gonna. Nobody told me I was gonna be like famous, right? Nobody told me I would walk down the street in any city in America
I've never
and have
heard
somebody
of you
walk up to me
tonight.
and be like, "Hey, you Jack Murphy." Walking on the trails of Bryce Canyon with my kids. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh God. He brings up his kids.
Hey,
I love it when they bring in the kids.
Oh yeah. It's always a caca show after that.
So innocent. He's a good
Crazy.
man. Good man.
I had no idea. And I did know in the back of my mind, it was always kind of lingering. Like, okay, there's a bomb here, perhaps. And it happened. I turned the internet off December 29th and didn't turn it back on again, basically, until February. And people tell me I was like top 10 trend on Twitter in the United States, maybe even worldwide. It went so big and so bad that every single family member got doxxed. All of my kids got doxxed. We've got death threats. We have open and police investigations to the death threats. We have just torrents and torrents and torrents of abuse and hate. Pictures of my house and address and details of all my immediate family members' lives, picked through it and poured over and posted to the internet and totally disclosed and doxed. And the question that I ask myself is why? Like, why did people care? Like,
because of the way you acted, dude. That's the whole thing. Like,
because
nobody
you think
cares.
you're something you're not.
Yeah, when you started, he just explained it right before this. He said, like, the torrents and torrents of stuff. And, like, I thought I went, like, 20 pages deep into Google searches. You're trying to hide all this stuff. The internet, it's going to do its thing. It's the same thing like Will Smith. The internet is going to take Will Smith, and they love to see somebody fall. I mean, if you watch a video of a kid walking and then they fall over, the internet, that's the perfect thing for them. Okay, and that's what. So the more you trip and you fall, the bigger it gets. And the next time they have two kids, falling over. I mean, it never stops until you just go, hey, you know what? Yeah, that was stupid, huh? You just have to. I don't know how. Hey, Volstorm.
Yeah.
Did this guy hang out? Could he have ever hung out with us? Like, just hang
hell
out?
no. No, he would be one of those jabronis we'd have made fun of the entire night.
Absolute full of shit. Absolute full of shit.
And then every time he would bring up something, we'd keep throwing it back in his face.
Yes. It'd be a total nightmare for him.
By the way, Slade said he has kids. Yeah, I'm sure his wife does.
Yeah! I love it. Hey, I'm gonna run and get a Diet Coke real quick. Hang on.
Diet Coke.
I know he's not
Did-
even
did-
muted his mic or
Did that come
anything.
with the Prius?
It's Sunday.
Oh, it's Sunday, so he doesn't want to
He
hit up the
doesn't-
tea.
He doesn't drink on Sunday.
He
No
doesn't
sweet
drink
tea.
on Sundays. Yeah, he
No
can't
sugar.
he can't hit up the Chick-fil-A, so he's having to revert to Diet Coke.
Oh, that's what it is. That's it.
Jeez, this guy's an absolute ass clown.
His eyes. You can see it in his eyes that he's
full of shit.
Yeah. You can
And-
see it.
And for crying out loud, he did a just for men job on that beard.
I would not even. Why would you style it that way?
You know, either go the full beard or nothing at all. But to do that little patch in the middle, is it to hide his eating habits? I mean, what the hell is this?
Oh
It's got some crumbs stuck down in there. He just pulls them out later. Because you know he's not doing anything else with that beard.
God
chicken.
knows.
It's
No.
still good.
He doesn't have to worry about using his face. He's too busy getting his ass raped.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it.
And that's why I'm here.
That's why you know all the inappropriate stuff. And I'm like, huh? What is that?
My beard went gray like this. Bullshit. It's
Sure
natural
did.
growth.
Blah.
Yeah, total tidy whitey stain.
I think they
Dingleberry.
both just say stuff in hopes that the other won't know they don't
Yeah.
know what they're talking about.
This guy, this NPR guy, whoever the hell this is, has to be the worst fucking interviewer because he keeps going, instead of like getting to the question or finding a creative way to ask the question, he keeps going around the entire earth before he even gets to a point. He still doesn't get to the point.
Well, it's two dudes who are full of shit talking about shit.
Or if the NPR guy's pegging his wife too.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
They're tossing word salad around.
See, I know what tossing the salad means. I know that one. I think that's what happens with both of these guys.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say they both enjoy watching.
Ew.
Get pegged.
Ew. Yeah, ID crisis. He is blocking. They're both
microphone.
blocking.
Do what?
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 Huh?
What?
We were just talking about the word salad that was being tossed around.
Tossing salad. That sounds ripe with this.
Yes.
Breaking any laws, or in fact, you know me. I just had spent a year traveling the country hosting brunches so that people can come together and make friends with each other and build community. And at the end,
Oh God.
That's what he's calling it. Hosting brunches.
Hosting brunches. I was hosting brunches, trying to build community.
Look. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love brunch. Okay, brunch is fun. Brunch is great. I think Volstorm and I, we've done some brunches. You know, it's like, because you're right there, you're like, I want some pancakes, but I also want some French toast.
And I also need a fucking Bloody Mary to cure this hangover.
Oh, gosh. You ever, is Table 9 still, I don't even know if it is, but anyway, they had a make your own Bloody Mary bar. Have you ever been to one of those?
I haven't.
So awesome.
I always thought brunch was an uppity term for lazy breakfast.
Oh.
Oh, it's hangover breakfast.
It's lazy breakfast.
Brunch in the spring in the South is wonderful. You sit outside. You know, it's like you had maybe a shower the night before. You're sitting there trying to figure out how you got where you are and why your clothes smell a little funny. You know, it's
Or why I had this bra on me.
But I'm never, and I mean never, thought about I hosted brunches all the way around the country. What?
To bring your community together.
Right. I mean, I'll tell you what. If we get a big enough audience, we'll have a get together. But it's gonna be like something that involves kegs, big screen TVs, pizza. Sounds like Chuck E. Cheese now that I think about it. So pizza,
Football.
College Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. But I mean, brunch. Like now, brunch is fun because it's like from like say 10 to 2. I like that. It's like 4 hours of just eating. Kind of, it's like half breakfast food, half lunch food. You know, you get the prime rib. But I've went all around. He had mimosas. He had mimosas at brunch for all these men. It was a man's brunch.
American Shirt said he was charging hundreds of dollars for each person at these meals.
They're already members.
That's what's even funnier.
So it's like, hey, you're a member. You're already paying like $100 a month, or I don't know what the cost is. You want to get together with like 100 other dudes and have brunch. I mean, could you imagine the smell of Axe body spray in that place?
Oh my God. Maybe that's how he selects the candidates.
I mean,
They get a free they get a free bottle at their brunch.
Yeah, I mean, you know this guy. I mean, you just see him with that axe like all from head to toe.
Uh-huh.
Oh. That reminds me of someone else we know.
The end of every single one. We did 16 events in 2021.
Oh.
And at the end of every single one, I was like, man, we are spreading joy. That's what we're doing.
That's her name. His wife's name's Joy?
His wife's name is Joy.
Okay, that was it. That was the comment from the night.
Oh, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Joy.
And thank you for joining us this evening.
Oh, thanks for stopping by. This has been another episode of what are we now? Is this Sunday Mimosas? I don't even know anymore.
I was thinking
Monday morning brunch.
spreading joy and grape jelly.
That could also be happening.
Oh my gosh. Sully, you said grape jelly. Are you a grape jelly fan?
I don't. What context is this in?
No. This is like you put on a biscuit.
I love grape jelly on a biscuit.
Oh my gosh! Are you an Aquarius by any chance?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I just.
What
wondered.
month is that?
I don't know, but I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
It's the age of Aquarius.
But yeah,
That's
something like
so
that.
fitting.
But no, grape jelly. Like I have found this. Most people, it seems, do not like grape jelly with their biscuits. They're a strawberry jelly, or they'll do like raspberry.
Yeah, I call those
Grape's
people
the
wrong.
best on biscuits.
It's just grape jelly is so good, and I love it with a sausage biscuit.
Yes, it's good with sausage.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Oh,
a
really,
weird.
Diva?
It is.
It is so good on a sausage biscuit.
Oh my gosh, you're the same way.
Jack, I think Jack likes it on his salad.
Jack does. He does. He has
Just bringing people together, giving them a little booze and a little food, and just letting them meet each other and make friends and connections and just spreading joy. And in the liminal order, we're just helping people get together to build businesses, to move their families, we can talk about that if you want, like amazing success stories with guys in the liminal order. Me going on Tim Pool's, he's like, hey, you want to come be the first guest on my show? I'm like, sure, that'll be fun. We didn't go on this show to get rich and famous. Tim didn't pay me anything, which is fine. It was great. I never asked for it. He never offered. It was fine. No complaints there.
Yeah, it's just free advertising.
Then why did you complain about just now?
Why were people, to me, why did people want to do this damage, to take such glee in it? And then the replication of it, I caught a few glimpses at the beginning there. There were just scores of people doing videos upon videos of repeaters,
What's
this
a
guy did a
repeater?
video, so I'm doing a video about this guy, and I'm doing a video about that guy, right? And just people with
What's a
clear
repeater?
agenda. And true, you're right. Calling me play? Like I'm a Fed, or like I'm undercover, or I'm a Mossad agent, or like paid opposite. Like, bro, let me tell you, I am literally just a guy.
Who is calling him a Mossad agent? You are Israeli Secret Service, Special Forces, whatever.
No.
You look like an
A
inverted
pervert.
skunk. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm just a guy in Washington D.C. who worked really hard and put out a bunch of content that people liked. I mean, that is the extent of my crime.
do you, Washington D.C. You went to a bar there. What was your bar? Never mind.
I've been to a few.
Never mind.
Okay.
Why that was such a driving force for people to take such glee in, and I'm talking about millions of people, right? Like millions of people.
Yeah.
My buddy texted me. And he
Nobody
knows
took glee in
internet
it.
history as well,
People
better than
took
anybody.
glee in the
This
way
is
you acted.
Literally, without a doubt, the most psychotic internet takedown I've ever seen.
Most psychotic internet takedown they've ever seen.
Wow.
I mean, this is right now. I mean, this is. Sully, do you think it's any worse than Candace Bly? I mean,
As
she
a matter
did.
of fact, I do when you put it like that.
Oh, you think it's worse than Candace?
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
American
it
shirt
could
says
be.
because it's so fun.
It's true. Oh,
It's just somebody said it earlier, maybe it was Vivi. It's just like vomit. It's just spewing a lot of big words.
yes.
And I'm perplexed.
Big words. There you go. Perplexed.
Big words.
Mythological.
Mythological.
like,
Archetypal.
The buttons that were pushed with that
Probennial. What was that?
bomb, because you have masculinity. You know, what is a man? No, that's a hotly contested thing. A lot of people.
Oh, jeez.
Is it
Oh my
really?
God, that dude is no man. That dude
Is it really
is
contested?
no man.
No, it's the easiest thing in the world. Now there are dudes that are like this guy on the left. Well, neither one of these guys are men.
No.
You know, I mean, it's just what is a
You
man?
think about every. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
You think about every animal on Earth. You dogs, whatever you've ever been around, born, you identify immediately as a boy or a girl, right?
Yes.
So why is it different in the human species all of a sudden? Like I can't change my dog. Really?
Well, American Church just pointed out that none of us here are biologists. So
That's true.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Expert.
True.
That's why we have
That's
the
true.
expert.
But I mean, this whole thing. Okay, like, what is a man? Like, they want to get into this philosophical thinking now. It's like, oh, you know, now we've turned into question, what is a traditional man? No, it's not. John Wayne is a man. Okay,
Yep.
America needs more John Waynes. We need less Jack Murphys and more John Waynes. I mean, my gosh, what is a man? Clint Eastwood, okay? Somebody who doesn't, I don't know. I don't want to get into a rant. Sorry. I'm trying to stay
Why
on
stop
focus.
now?
Yeah, why stop now? Well, it's just stupid, you know? I mean, like, what is a man? A man is a guy who has to do man things. You have to man up. You don't sit there and you got to speak up for. You know what a man is? A man is somebody who honors and loves their wives because that's what they chose to do. They keep to that commitment. They don't sit there and spread joy around like it's jelly on a hot butter biscuit.
On a salad.
Yeah, on a salad.
Ugh.
Are fighting over that, and Even men are fighting with men over that, right? So
Men are fighting with men over what's a man.
There's a through line there. Then there's the the actual, is her name Sydney? The actual event, it's shocking. There's that shock value, but that's just the Will Smith slap. That's just like what gets everybody's attention. But then there's just this ripple effect across this particular part of the internet, and I think it has to do with the Venn diagram overlapping of like IDW-ish or post IDW stuff and the Gamergate, like kind of the
Gamergate. Okay, so Gamergate's now coming in. Everybody, y'all know what Gamergate is, right?
You all were talking about it, and I don't.
Okay, so like ID Crisis, we were talking about Comicsgate, and Comicsgate is more the way I look at it, it's more like a play on words from this whole Gamersgate thing. Look, video gaming is a male-dominated thing. It's just they design the games, they buy the games. They talk smack to each other on the games. Well, somehow, somewhere along the line, someone, I don't know. I don't know where the line went into it to where it's become today. But with Gamergate, what happened was, so you have the whole idea about the male-dominated thing. Just keep that in the background because that's not what's important about Gamergate. That's what it's become is they're trying to make a Me Too out of it. What happened is that there's a chick who was designing a game, and she like went to like her Game Con, whatever they had, I forget what it is. Anyway, she slept with a reporter to get a good review for her game, and then like found out later, like it became like this whole big thing about like she was sleeping with dudes that were reporters, and not just like one. I think it was like a bunch of them. And then it all became like, well, she has a right to do it. It's like, wait a second. Nobody's talking about sexuality. We're talking about a con. You talk about she's a grifter. And
as old as time.
It's do what?
Tale as old as time. You know, women sleeping.
There you go. Was it Anita? Was it her?
Slade said.
I didn't know it was her.
And she was a feminist.
Because the last time I saw, she's like from Canada or something, and every once in a while I go back and I reread the stuff because it's such a massive thing. It was such a ripple event, and like people are still talking about it. And then you have Comicsgate now, which basically became Ethan Van Sciver got lost his job with DC because he said, "Hey, you know what? I like Donald Trump," and all of a sudden everybody turned on him.
I remember that,
and he left. Zoe Quinn, yes, I think that's the one who I'm thinking of. And then who was the girl that isn't a girl or whatever? What's that weird chick's name?
Which one?
So, she ran for Congress.
Which one are you talking about?
Caitlyn. Bree Jenner.
No. It's a guy that became a chick and then married a guy, I think, and then ran for Congress.
Booty judge. Isn't that who he is?
I don't know. Zoe Quinn, that hoe. Yeah. The original thought, that hoe over there. Anyway, so Gamergate, all it was that there aren't a lot of girls in gaming, and so she tried to say like, oh, it was sexist that she got exposed, and how bad it was, it was anti-woman and all this stuff, and they tried to turn it around on the guys, and in the meantime, gamer guys are nerds, and they don't get a lot of action. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but like it's not. They don't really get that rock star type.
Guessed.
Yeah, like they're not getting it like rock stars do. So when a girl comes along and is like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like they look around usually and like, "Are you talking to me or are you talking to Spock over there?" And so they just kind of got caught up in it. It's a weird. It's an exposure of nerd life. is what I think it is.
I like what American Shirts is talking about, because he's getting into the more of the philosophical effect that gaming has overall, as far as the disconnect from humanity and nature. And when that happens, then they don't even know who they are anymore.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
I like that.
Here's the part that I find so funny, is that for, throughout the feminist movement, everything, blah, 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 that women felt like they shouldn't have to, in order to get into the positions of power that they needed to, they shouldn't have to sleep their way to the top. They shouldn't have to do this, that, the other. And frankly, they were disgusted by women that did that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then a quote unquote feminist does it, gets called out on it, and then bitches about it.
Yes.
You can't have it both ways.
That you nailed it right there. You nailed it right there. That's what the whole thing is that a feminist does the stereotypical sleep their way to the top, gets called out about it, and then bitches and says, "Oh, me too," or whatever. That's it exactly. Slade Raider Tug is awesome, man. He is a old school comic skate. All right, let's get back onto this thing. I just want to bring you guys up on, so you have Gamersgate, you hear that, you hear Comicsgate, and that's what they're trying to blame all this stuff, because Gamergate has become a mainstream media. And that's how you can tell how this is going. Whenever they start talking about Gamergate, it's mainstream media, and when you get to mainstream media, that is just, it's trash.
Absolutely.
It just it's nothing else but trash.
Subgenre of shitposting, trolling, Gamergate, kind of Kotaku and action.
Is that Jack Murphy's anus that he's
He's picturing it.
Right?
Tumblr
Look, there it goes. Yeah, so it gapes.
Commenter content. It was just those two worlds colliding.
You look in,
and then
you collide.
You just became the focal point of that.
Yeah. I never wanted that audience. I never wanted to be engaged with that audience.
I never wanted that audience.
Nerdy
Blame
stuff
the audience.
On a nerdy level, in depth, and at length.
Blame the fans.
And maybe I should have bailed off the Tim Pool show once it was getting so big, but I didn't know. And again, Lydia, just my friend. Ian, just my friend. Tim, just my friend.
They're good people.
They're good.
They are. They're great people. I have nothing but wonderful things to say about them, and they've been kind and awesome to me through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
so,
I'm under the bus.
and before, I've known Tim for many years, going all the way back to 2016, during the first Trump campaign.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's when we first met. And I don't know, dude.
Well, so
they pulled this guy's voting records, and he votes in every Democrat primary there is.
Yeah.
Here he is talking about Trump and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's when he's like, oh, whoever thought the internet would do this? It's all public information. It's all out there. You have to think. Listen, there's a reason why I vote every primary, because it's you're gonna miss that one important primary or that one important election, and then something's gonna come up and it'll come back, because I know it's used in campaigns. I mean, I've been the guy who go to courthouses and ask for the you name off the person. I would need to see their voter roll. And it's every time you've gone to vote, it doesn't show who you voted for. It just shows whether or not you voted and whether or not you asked to vote in the Republican or Democrat primary.
What now then? I mean, it's just coming back. I guess you start over. What's your mindset on this? You're just going to focus on the work, head down, interview people?
So the first thing I did is just take care of myself, right?
Yeah.
Get right with spiritual elements in my life.
I really thought you were going to say Jesus there.
Confusing and chaotic as they may be. I don't know. I'm on a journey. I'm on a process of exploration I've been on for a number of years, and I don't know where it is, but I've been praying quite a bit.
This
is
God.
back,
Yes.
It's still right, but the initial, what do I do, right? Take care of myself immediately, take care of my immediate family immediately. Make sure that my health and my sleep and my fitness are good. And, I'm not ashamed to admit, called up my old therapist. I'm like, it's time to fire up those weekly sessions again. and then reach out.
Okay, wait a second. Let's just stop right there. So you're saying you went to therapy. That's great. I think everybody should go to therapy. It's like vacation for your mind. You come back so refreshed. It's a great feeling. You have... I mean, everybody has their own type of therapy that you do anyway. Whether you realize it or not.
Count?
Yeah.
Rage therapy?
Group therapy.
Oh, range therapy, yes. Range therapy does work.
Smell of gunpowder.
Well, it is. There's just something, if you don't look at basic meditation, and you can get that, especially you said the smell of gunpowder. You relax, you take, I mowed the yard, I don't know, we'll say Friday. And Saturday, I opened the garage door, walked outside, and I stopped. And because I just, that smell of fresh cut grass hit me for the first time this year. And I stopped and I took a moment to soak the sun that was hitting me. I feel the rays, taking that smell, look at the grass, how it looks so much greener after being cut. It rained over the night, so you still have that dew look to it, that glistening on it. That was a 30-second, therapy, basically. So, I mean, everybody has something to do, but going to an actual therapist, everybody ought to try it once. It is, I don't know, some people talk like they don't want to talk about their problems to somebody else. That's fine. You're not going there. You're just going there just to talk. And so I'm not making fun of that. What I want to know though is, why did you call up your old therapist? Okay, so like, what happened? You're like, okay, I don't need to go see you anymore. You're over your problem, right? It's like, but now you're going back to your old therapist. Like, I don't know. It sounds weird the way he said it. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of overreaching, but I think it sounds like a liberal victimization tactic.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Yeah.
Every time I get picked on, I get bullied, I have to go see my therapist.
Yeah.
To the extended family and to my friends and actual real friends, and shore those up. And then it was just grief, man. There was a lot of grief. We spent a lot of time working. We put in a lot of energy. Traveling 19 states, I think, something like that, more than 20 states maybe in 2021
for brunch.
All these events, all this work, all these connections that I made, all these relationships that I poured a lot of energy into, and in one moment, a lot of those bridges just went up in smoke, man. Oof. And so there's definitely grieving, mourning. I mean, it's grief, but you process through it. Therapist says I did it very quickly. It's only been 3.5 months.
Good for you,
It was the end of December.
Yeah.
So process through it and then get back to work. So
there's I've been mini canceled. I cultivate mini cancellations just to get used to it, and check myself and keep humble and grounded. But
what
there is
what. I want to point out, this guy has a guitar back here.
Oh, I thought that was an Olin Mills photo.
It might be. It might be. This guy's going to just start going, men have feelings too. Can I share mine with you? Ah! Oh, gosh.
In the internet, it's built out of emotions, and it's built out of very shallow emotions. Very strong, but very shallow. Very bright, very brief emotions. And one of those emotions...
He's vaping!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Why does that bug me? He's vaping.
You don't like a vape?
Well, of course he is.
Well, it's like trying to have a hookah in your pocket.
It's inappropriate at times, like when you're in the middle of an interview.
Yeah, you know what else that's inappropriate is like when you're in a crowd and this person puts out smoke. It looks like a steam engine taking off from the station.
Yes.
It's a poser
humiliating
move.
somebody else. Like people gather
Poser.
around. This is
You're
the time
that's
of
right,
pillory.
Viva. You're
Yes.
exactly right.
This is the time to humiliate. And being humiliated, there's two sides of that, right? There's the people
No,
who
dude,
are,
shut up.
but because it's amplified so much, it's really difficult for our minds to
Shut up.
But-
No, it's not.
I felt like
He's
it was
a
really
mind.
congruent
He
and
could be a
authentic to who
mind
I
if he
was,
loses
and I
his
think
job.
that was part of my charm to people. I was always very open and honest about my struggles with
No,
His
you weren't.
charm is he was open.
No. See,
my
here's
Lies.
the thing.
with getting more
Th-
time with my
this
kids.
is
and
typical,
what it's like to be a dad.
like a Hollywood PR move.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you get called out on something, you automatically have to go to your therapist or you have to go get rehab or whatever to rehabilitate your image.
I was
because of-
chatting with young girls, and so I need to go to
Right.
sexual deviant
Right.
classes.
Exactly.
Well-
It's a Hollywood PR playbook. It's also been used a lot by the left of, you know, well, I have some problems, so therefore I'm checking myself into rehab so everybody can say, good for you, and just forget about all the horrible shit you did.
Yes. Sully, what were you gonna say?
I was just thinking his right there, his face is I'm going to lie out of this shame. That's
You're
what
talking
I
about
think.
over here on the left, right?
Yes.
Because
the way you
I
phrased
just
it.
saw that this guy's like, boy, he looks so intense right here. But
Right, he does.
Yeah. No, the guy Jack Murphy over here. Yeah, he's trying to do
Just
that.
explaining away the shame.
Yes. One thing, Volstorm, you said the Hollywood PR thing. Yes. Public relations. He didn't call it a therapist. He called it public relations. And they're doing a re-imaging of him. And then, which reminded me is, aren't you all surprised that Will Smith isn't in rehab?
I thought he was going to check himself into some sort of rehab.
Oh, are you kidding? Did he say
Yes.
that?
Yeah, I
I've
believe
missed
so.
everything.
Yes.
Gosh, I missed everything.
Is he an addict?
Well, that's the thing
Or
you
is he going to
do.
wife rehab?
Whenever you have a public
That's called
outburst,
divorce, Sully.
Yeah, you just go to rehab. Will Smith and Jack Murphy here might have a lot in common.
and just growth and change and evolution and going from Democrat to the deplorable and all these things. Like I was just very authentic and open, cards on the table, right? Because I started writing as a Sood and then kept writing as if I were a Sood. And I think that was part of the appeal. I have felt like that there's been a straw man created of me that then was burned in effigy a million billion times over. And so I get frustrated sometimes because of the way that there's just an artifact of me out there that's not me, that I didn't create, that doesn't resonate with who I am as a person, but yet everyone is engaging with it, even my friends and people in my network and people who I associated with and whatnot. And it's just been burned. It's just a creation of me that's not me, that's been burned and people pointing and laughing at.
Who created
and then I
that?
try to do my normal work.
He did.
And then it
Yeah,
just
of
flows
course.
in. People continuing, and now to me, it's just noise, right? It's just spam. It's like I delete, I block. But
I block.
what's
He
troubling,
never
and,
says
and this is the
thanks.
hardest part of it all for me, has been
There's
the,
no comment to say
the
thank you.
stress or damage that has been brought to
My family.
people who had associated with me
Yeah.
by virtue of their association with me, right? And I think it hurt a lot of relationships that I had in that regard. It may have brought damage to some people. I don't know any specific
Your
instances,
wife.
but it may have.
Yes.
And I felt guilt about that, right? Like there were a number of people in my network that I reached out to and I was like, look, I'm sorry that all this is happening. Because I really was like, I am sorry that happened.
Yeah.
I regret.
Let's go.
about
We'll
that.
skip like 30 minutes ahead. See what they're talking
that out
about.
of my-
I see the hands
Weird
flying.
collapse that I have to do in my brain, but we're just going to say you or
It's actually a third one. It's actually a
Hey,
third
expert.
one. right? Because
Third-
yeah.
There's
On the Will Smith thing,
Yeah.
he checked into a luxury rehab facility 6 days ago in order to get help on dealing with his stress.
Oh, it is a wife rehab.
Oh my gosh, I gotta write that down. I know what. I hope I got a chance to make a video tomorrow on this.
He wants
Why?
to disappear.
Rehab. Yeah. For Will Smith. I'm so happy I have something to write stuff down with now.
There's me as a human. There's
This
me
guy
as
is
who I
so
put out as a
concerned about
content
his
creator,
hair.
and then there's me.
Yeah, he's got another little screen up here. He's like watching himself
as who they created.
Yeah, yeah, and they're all collapsed because they all they affect you, and then it's just this big thing.
To say that they've
Big
collapsed
thing?
without getting into personal details is collapse in the most intimate and personal ways, right?
Like 9/11 style.
Like the closest
Steel
personal
beams.
relationships, family relationships.
How can you compare you getting pegged to 9/11?
Well, how come everything that this dude brings up is like
A bomb,
bombs
a
and
terrorist
exploding?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's he's trying to do that big picture image. He's
So off base.
yeah, he is. I bet you he probably has like a 2 million followers too.
Things like this have all been tainted.
And I say that I'm not saying that like because I'm like saying like, oh, you know, I wish I had 2 million followers. No, I'm saying that because it amazes me that you get somebody like that many people would follow. You know, it's like I don't know.
A cult.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
basically. See, you know, you have some guy come along and he's saying things that a lot of people have been, that want to hear, that think is believable. And when you find out it's total bullshit later. So some people get on there for the message, and then a lot of people get on there just to follow him to see what crap is going to spew out of his mouth. That's how he got 2 million followers.
Or as an echo chamber, really, just to hear their own.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, in echo chamber, the way you say, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. It's like, that's the scary part is that, and this is what's scary about when you start seeing anything, because this is big with Elon Musk and Twitter right now. When you start looking at all these social medias, trying to silence voices, that's the scary part. Because look at like us right here, and I've said this before. We come from such a broad spectrum of the country. It's amazing to me. It's so great, and I mean, could you imagine what someone like Thomas Paine could do as handing out pamphlets?
Yeah.
He literally walked up to people. He said he went to pubs and said, "Hey, can I leave these here?" And here it is. We're able to just get on, and it's like I just in there going, I kind of want to do something. I haven't had a chance to do a video today, and then we're into something that I find amazing because you guys knew nothing about this, and I just sat around, like this was a popcorn type thing for me. I'm going, oh, this is great, man! Look at this guy. Everything he's doing is wrong. What a dummy! It's all going to come back and bite him in the butt, and I don't even know who Jack Murphy is, except for hang on a second here. Yeah, Slade Raider said this. Sydney Watson thinks that girl that he told to go F herself. So, yeah, I mean, here he is. He's going, oh, I'm so changed now, and I've tried to make amends with all these people. But yet the very first person, he still won't say, hey, I'm sorry.
Can't see the horns, can you, Russ?
And it's been, like a total collapse, what is the
colon collapse?
Yeah, exactly. It just sucked it all into one thing. And now, look, this already has been a positive for me in many ways. I am completely cleansed.
I have so many men that want to be my wife now.
All of my worst, darkest secrets in the universe are out there. Anything I've ever done in the universe is out there.
Is that a message he's trying to put out? I'm completely.
Everyone knows anything that they want to know.
Made me think of an
so
enema.
that filter is up, and so anybody that comes into my life now, anybody that enters into my sphere, anyone that
take care of that.
they're pre-vetted by this phenomenon that happened.
Look, this
And
guy's
you
gonna
know what?
cry.
That's good.
Oh
He
yeah.
can't take it anymore.
No ticking time bombs, nothing to conceal, nothing to avoid, nothing. I've been reborn in a way.
I guarantee you we can make him cry.
Oh, we could do it in 5 minutes.
There's
You think so? Think it'd take that long? So, not like 5 minutes. It gives a little. It gives a little buffer
Being
room.
generous.
I'm saying less.
when you judge somebody, there's different things that people find salient. to judge. One thing that when I read through your articles that it perturbed me was your expression of a view of women that I just didn't like. It seemed like
now this guy's going to talk about his articles. And I've been in the background trying to find these articles he did, and so this guy NPR is perturbed. One of the things that perturbed me about your articles is the way you talked about women. I mean, this guy he's trying to force his voice to be. He's trying to force the studio voice.
Like there were certain articles that you wrote, maybe about feminists or something, about really degrading women. Like I just have a really negative reaction to that. So I'm just wondering.
Oh my gosh!
I don't judge you.
This guy thinks he's gonna get laid if he defends.
No.
feminists.
This is his audition for NPR.
Yeah, it is. It truly is.
But I just have a negative reaction. That was the most negative thing that I saw. So
The feminist need rape article?
Yeah.
I'm happy to talk about that.
Yeah.
That was one. It was poorly written, right? If you got to go back, it was all the way back in 2015.
And this is a previous. This is manosphere. You're basically a pseudonymous. You're shit posting.
Yeah.
I understand
Totally
that.
shit posting.
Okay, I understand the style. Okay.
Totally shit posting, and it was in response at the time to Milo Yiannopoulos was giving feminist shit, and feminists were kink shaming women for like making their own choices and whatnot of how they want to engage sexually with people. And I was writing at the time about dominance and submission, BDSM type stuff.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he was talking about.
Like in of itself,
Now we're getting closer
right?
to the
Like
truth.
BDSM and dominant, submissive, like sex play, role play, like that, is in of itself a construct. It's a scenario that you willingly step into.
Oh my gosh, he just admits to it.
Mm-hmm.
He just admit everything he just spent the last hour of this interview trying to defend. He just steps into it and says, well, it's something that you consciously want. Yeah, this is hilarious.
And then when it's done, you step away from it. And it's not who you are. It's not your whole life. It's a fantasy.
So just
right?
like the internet, then basically.
Yeah. So it's a construct within a construct within a construct. And
that sounds stupid.
Poorly executed takeaway of that was that if feminists would only just acknowledge that perhaps that there is not a complete power symmetry in every relationship, but that sometimes women and men want the man to take the lead and the woman to follow. And it can be done in a very healthy and constructive way, which resonates, I think, with traditional ideas of marriage and a lot
traditional
of
ideas of marriage.
Bullshit. He's preaching this to
and so that's really, it was just meant to be a troll piece to be like
somebody's microwave is ready.
Burrito's done.
And like get involved in some sort of sexual relationship where they could submit, that they would find some power in that submission and maybe even some joy in that. It wasn't meant to be misogynist or hate women or anything.
No, he's absolutely a misogynist.
A woman that I've been with now for
Absolutely.
years, we're getting married this year. I love my mom. I have no.
No, you don't.
Yeah, he loves his mom.
No, you don't.
He wears her underwear and keeps her corpse in the attic.
Hate for women in me at all. I love them. And in fact, there was an exhortation to women maybe perhaps finding happiness in a relationship in which the man follows or the man leads and the woman follows, which is antithetical to the feminist proposition, which breed.
Oh my gosh, this stuff bores the hell out of me.
Yes.
Just
be yourself.
Et cetera, et cetera. So, it was poorly.
You know what I do? I give my wife the remote control. I don't want the remote control. I don't want to have to sit there and try to figure out when I'm going to watch something. I know what I want to watch. I just hit play. But we're trying to find something to watch. I'm like, we've got like 25 different streaming networks. She sits there. She watches this stuff. I don't know how she can do this and work at the same time. TV to her is like how radio is for me. And I've got to watch TV. Like I got to keep turning around and see the picture. But her is like in the background, and she can tell you everything details about like what people are wearing, but she never saw the show. It's the weirdest thing. And but anyway, I'm like, the reason why I'm saying that is like, just be yourself. Who cares? You don't have to make these rules. And this guy's like trying to describe all these rules. And this is the problem all these losers have. It's like, well, why? Why are things like that? They're like a 2-year-old child who's always asking you why.
Here's the funny part about it though. Is I guarantee you in the relationship, actually, he's the sub.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's the ball gagger. Of course it is. He's the Peggy.
Exactly.
He accepts the dominance.
He allows his wife to sleep with whoever she wants to, and he gets pegged. He's the sub.
And he resents it. He resents every minute of it. That's why he has such a hate and disdain.
He resents it. And so much about this is because his entire business model is based on teaching guys how to be alpha males. And that right there, if you have to be taught how to be an alpha male, you aren't one. You'll never be one. Like this, I hate the whole like alpha male thing. It's like you guys, alpha male and wearing Axe body spray are two things that are not co-equal. I mean, you can just tell it, man. It's just you're laughing, Diva, because you know it's true.
Yeah,
that Axe body spray. It's like, what is going on? Why would a man wear body spray? But oh man, it's all over them. I
gotta go throw one the whole collection now.
And it was meant to be provocative, and it was only meant to be seen by just a few hundred people. And then I deleted it, and then I took it down.
It was only meant for a few hundred people. I made something public and then deleted it.
It was an appropriate thing to be transmitted out into the universe on a broad scale.
Yeah.
It was only meant to be for a very small niche who got the joke already.
Yeah.
Right. It was like an inside joke for people.
Joke?
Got broadcasted to the universe. So I deleted it, man. I deleted all that stuff years ago, and it only resurfaced.
It was an inside joke I broadcasted to the universe.
People archived it. People had kept screenshots of it, and every time my profile got a little bit bigger, they would like just reintroduce it into the flow as a way to try to chip away at me. People dug through my internet trash to find inside jokes with my boys that they didn't get in order to paint me in a poor light.
Because you're an asshole.
That goes back to the lack of justice or proportionality.
Because you're very capable of painting yourself in a poor light in public anyway.
There's a lot of. I'm just trying to sort through all the information that I have in my head now. You've said before when you came on my channel, the manosphere is something. It's a very temporary thing, something to pass through. I'm wondering why, and I'm wondering if there's something about the values that were inherent or are in.
So it's the manosphere. It's like this world of being a man. Okay, if you have to try to figure out what it is like to be a man, you got way too much time on your hands.
You got to go through the manosphere.
I mean, just, oh my gosh. Get a hobby. For crying out loud. You know what? Just go for a walk. Just put everything down. Just go outside. Just go outside. Go for a walk. Get away from it. Start, I don't know. There's something. There's
woodworking.
Do what?
To be a man, maybe just pick up a piece of wood and try to do some woodworking with it.
Or hit something.
Whittling.
Just hit something.
Whittle.
Hey, what I want to get into?
I bet he doesn't have a pocket knife.
Oh my gosh!
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
Totally. He does not have a pocket knife.
Does not have a pocket knife.
I'm sitting here. What did I do with mine? I just saw it a second ago. I say mine. I'm like, I've got like 3 of them, 4 of them. I keep picking up different ones, and I'm fiddling with them. I've got like, oh yeah, this one's cool. Anyway, yeah, does not have a pocket knife. I have pocket knives for according to the way I dress.
Nice. That's very debonair.
Diva laughs. Do what?
I said I have one to rule them all.
Well, I've got the one that rules them all. But then I've got like right now I've got this little buck gentleman's knives, all stainless.
Very
I've
nice.
got a little leather handmade leather carrying case with a sheath for it. It fits in your pocket. It's like what every grandfather had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I lost my sheath. I lost it right here in front of me. Oh well. All right, so we gotta hurry up and get through this. I can't handle the hand quote guy here.
Have stuck to you that you.
Let's see if we get closer to the end. What they're talking about.
You're actually providing a service to somebody else.
He just needs to ask the question that he's trying to ask.
The people that know me, man, they know me.
But he wants to cover it in fake sounding, or not fake sounding. It's just fake intelligence.
Intimate, real personal level. I mean, I'm a giving, generous, kind, supportive, loving, caring.
Did you ever apologize to that chick?
I want to lift people up. That's all I want to do.
I want to
that was
lift
part
people
of it,
up,
man.
but I've yet to
It was
apologize
part
to
of
the chick.
I want to lift them up and put them on my face.
And it's not part of my life anymore.
Are there any more
I have a very
synonyms
boring
for
ass real
nice?
life.
than
Well,
Love
it
you.
was a little exciting for a bit there.
Well, yeah. I mean, and that, this brings up a good point, which is I had left all that shit behind years ago. And I had already been working to build a whole productive, valuable, generous kind, not that I wasn't before, but even outwardly and publicly in all these ways, I had been long down a path, a different path. And if someone were to have critiqued me, in December or whatever, and say, you should change your life and you should do X, Y, Z, I'd be like, bro, I've been doing that for years already. Can't we just let it go? Even though you don't understand it and it's not what you're saying and it's a total straw man, nevertheless, even your prescription to the straw man is what I've already been doing and what I have been preaching, what I've been writing about,
What's
and
the
the
straw
podcast has
man?
been about. And so, it's like it was
It's
like an
like a
exogenous shock, a bomb. You're
ritualistic.
A lot of people without brains
just
do
sitting
an awful
around
lot of
waiting
talking.
for some thread to
Exactly.
put them all together and then to explode them. But you have to ask, it's like, why would somebody want to take you down? Well, because I was doing good. I was not like doing well, but like doing good things for people.
Oh my gosh. I was.
This guy is.
I'm a good person.
You know who else said that? Jim Jones. We need to have a cult night. Like, we talk about.
Totally.
That would be
All
awesome.
leaders. I'd
Like,
love that.
everybody pick a cult. It's like, who was the asteroid? It was that Hale-Bopp comet
Hale
or
Bopp.
whatever.
Yep.
Yes.
That's one. So, like.
Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate. So somebody gets Heaven's Gate,
Waco.
somebody gets Jim Jones, somebody gets David Koresh. There's got to be earlier cults, right? I mean,
Oh, there is. There's so many I could choose from.
are you into this? Like, you know it, this stuff? Of
Well, I'm
course
not
you do.
into it, but I think it's really spectacular to watch.
Yes. And I've always being a cult leader has always felt natural to me. But
Who was the cult
That
leader that
explains
got
the
all the
podcast.
girls and tattooed them or branded them? Who was that?
I don't know.
He was
Oh,
David
oh,
somebody.
oh, oh,
oh. You're talking about David
MC
Koresh?
No.
MC
Shit.
Nexi. No.
Yes,
Is it Nexium?
Nexium. Yes.
Nexium is
Yeah,
a
you
little
got
purple.
to
That's for
read on
stomach
it.
acid.
No. It was a
Nexium's for stomach acid.
No, it was a cult, and it had like he kept trying to bring celebrities in it. Like the only celebrity he had was some chick from the show Smallville, Allison Mack.
Right, and then the Dallas, the girl that was on Dallas, her daughter was in it too, wasn't she?
Yeah, they had a documentary on it on HBO.
Oh, it's crazy.
You guys are killing me. I don't even know.
It's like
Oh man, you
N-
got to look it
oh.
up. You got to look it up.
What is that? It's NXIUM.
Yeah, it's Nexium.
Yeah.
Basically,
that's how
what
it's
this guy did is he went around trying to disguise himself as some sort of corporate
self-help group or
self-help
Yeah.
guru or whatever, and then it grew, and he kept trying to convince people that this is a way to better yourself and blah blah blah. And so within the cult they started this women's group. And of course that's when he started taking on his own personal slaves, and he would brand the ones that were closest to him. And yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I know this because it was a sex trafficking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Well, these aren't the people that are in what Stormy Daniels was in, is it?
I don't know. I don't know
I
if she
didn't
was
know
in it.
she was in a cult.
Yeah, she's got she's branded.
Oh, well, that's
It's
gotta
got to
be
be
it.
then.
Let's see here. Stormy.
Is she branded on her, like, below her belt? Like,
Yeah.
on the tip?
Oh yeah,
That's
okay, here it
all.
is. The very first thing comes up is Stormy Daniels not branded by
Oh.
NXIVM cult. So that
Yep.
means she is.
Yep.
Mm,
Yeah, she was.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
What
it's all.
does the brand look like?
It's his initials turned sideways.
Yes.
But they said that it was, I can't remember, Val. Do you remember what they said it was a symbol of purity. And then one
Yeah,
night, one of the girls was just looking down at herself and realized it was his initials turned sideways.
Yeah, because like one of his biggest recruiters up in Canada, who had later got branded and pulled into that, she ended up is the one that became the whistleblower on the whole damn thing.
All right. We're gonna come back to that. We got like this is the end of this interview. I just want
Sorry,
to
we
see
slipped.
I just want to see what he says is going to be going forward.
All this.
Because here's what's going to happen if we don't do this. What's going to happen is that the internet itself is going to turn on us in the next like week or so. They're going to be like, "You didn't even finish the thing." I'm like, no. We start talking about Stormy Daniels being part of a sex cult.
It's always been about me exploring my own intellectual interest.
Oh God,
And
there's no
I hate
intellect
repeating
there.
anyways, that's
There's
what
none.
Repeat has always just been about. I quote
There's no
books
intellect.
often and show my underline there. It's a
Show is
nerdy,
what?
man. The podcast is nerdy. It's deep.
It's nerdy.
And we go deep on people's subject material.
We go
and
deep on people.
If you want to get along for that ride, then I'd love to
He
have
said
you.
we go deep on people. That's what he said.
If you're coming to my channel thinking that we're going to talk about today's most current events and shit talk other YouTubers, you're going to be really disappointed because that ain't my game.
Well, if you're here on the Experts channel and you have found yourself a home, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we're gonna shit talk about other YouTubers where they're like they've got skid marks for a beard.
If you like to shit talk this dude, please subscribe.
Jack Murphy. I mean, dude, and honestly, this might be the greatest, nicest guy in the world. But it's like you're just sitting here going, it was like Will Smith. I really think Will Smith seems like a perfectly nice guy. We were watching that thing. It's on Apple where it's like he tours the planet. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, he went to the bottom of the ocean. He got in this little like Coca-Cola bottle looking submarine. And they went all the way down to like the bottom of the ocean and actually like rested this thing like 2 miles down or something weird like that. And then they turn off all the lights and all the like creatures around them all lit up. And it was a wild show. He did like I don't know, something in Africa, all the like the jackalope herds or something like that. But then now it's like when his whole thing happened, it's like, oh man, who wants to watch that anymore? Because it's like, it's all fake. But he seemed like such a nice guy. He might be a great guy. Jack Murphy might be a great guy. But man, you're just killing yourself. And that's what the human psyche, man. We all love this stuff for some reason. It's like piranha smelling blood in the water.
It's not your mind. That's okay. Other people are doing that. Other people are fulfilled.
Yeah. I'm not interested in that at all.
Yeah, you are, Jack.
So I do appreciate you giving me a chance to just talk through this in a way that's kind, right?
Kind.
I've had many requests and I said no to all of them so far, except for you, because I figured you would
handpicked.
Bring your typical sort of just general compassion and kindness to the conversation, and you have.
NPR-ness.
So I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for being vulnerable and just.
Oh my gosh. They've spent the last hour and a half talking about how to be a real man, and now thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being passionate and kind. Dude,
He's trying that monotone NPR voice.
Yeah. That is a disaster. And this is
I've
Jack
been
Murphy.
practicing
the monotone.
Yes.
This is NPR. If you like podcasts where we should talk about other YouTubers, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you.
That's fun. Good times.
Oh, this is a Slade Raider to hit it nail on the head right here. You leave stuff behind, you own it, and you don't get offended.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do, it's,
How long have we known to not put your shit out on the internet?
Day one or something.
Right. So if he does this, then he knew, right?
He's fully aware. fully
Sure
aware of
is.
what he was doing.
Sure
Oh,
is.
he knows. Jeez.
Mhm.
That's the reason
Mhm.
he went back and erased so much stuff.
Oh yeah, he
Mhm.
really didn't want people to find some of the stuff. I'm
Really
sure.
dark stuff.
Yep.
Well, you know, it's just don't be an asshole to people,
Mhm.
and or just be an asshole to everybody, and don't let anybody near you. Which
No. If you're going to be an asshole, own it.
Yep.
yes. I mean, does anybody care about Howard Stern?
No.
Like
No.
anything he's ever done, but he's an asshole to everybody, right?
Yeah, he's a jerk in general.
Does okay?
That's his bag, though.
Yeah.
But okay,
He pulls
here's
it off well.
the shocking one was Bubba the Love Sponge and Hulk Hogan. Right? I mean, because Bubba's like, hey, this is my wife. She's into this. And Bubba the Love Sponge and Jack Murphy are basically the same person.
I don't know who the Love
See-
Sponge is.
See,
Oh my
here's-
gosh. You know, I was in Entertainment Weekly magazine with him?
Real.
You were?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Yeah, Volstorm seen it. Yeah, man. I was in
Yeah.
Entertainment Weekly.
See, here's the thing. If you come across as trying to be a nice guy, and then somebody finds out some of the bad stuff about you, they're like, God, that guy's an asshole. But if you're an asshole from the jump and people see shit about you, they're like, it's just the way he is.
Yeah. Well, you don't look as
people are-
disingenuine.
Well, people get conditioned. You know, it's like
Disingenuous?
you see enough blood and gore on TV, you know, a lot of times you see it in real life and be like, you're desensitized.
Right.
Well, it's so weird how, again, everything y'all have said. This is going to be my preaching moment. So, I did not preachy, but this is my professor moment. This is now the professor channel here. You guys had no idea any of this stuff until tonight.
Yeah.
And then you went over, like, this was a perfect example. This was a bring you up to speed thing. And I didn't intend that. I didn't intend any of this. I just saw Brittany Vintney, her channel, like, it popped up on hers. I saw Nick Rakita the other night was covering this same video. And I was like, man, this is starting to get around enough now. Like, there's, like, other YouTubers had it up that I'm not subscribed to and I've never seen before. And I was like, well, heck, let's just toss this up, see what happens tonight. And then Volstorm and Diva jumped on. Wasn't even expecting them. I was like, okay, well, let's see how this goes. And this has become great. This has really become great. But that's what this whole thing is with this guy. And like, nobody knows this, and nobody cares, and nobody would care. But it makes for such great drama. You can't get this on TV. You know, you can't script this. And this guy is just, it's a weird, Slade Raider said, it's a weird world. And that's just what it is. It's, I don't know. So.
Yeah, I think even Cool Frog and American Shirts had covered this video a little while back too.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I'm so out of stuff right now that, yeah, I have no idea who's got what going on. But I do have... let's see here.
I'm sure there's this kind of drama everywhere on the internet, though. Surely.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there is.
And, Sully, you're the perfect person to say that. Angel Talks Too Fast covers a lot of drama that comes into her channel.
Yes, and she is good at it. She can stop that drama so quickly. But those chat rooms over there are out of control. I'm down to 3 channels that I'll even pay attention to, other than what I, want to go to YouTube for.
Really?
Yeah, because they're all crazy. They're all beating each other up, and the chat the other night I was in, I didn't get in it, but I was just watching it roll. And there were 2 girls that were fighting over a boy they had in 7th grade that they both liked. And they were grown women. and they were fighting over who loved the creator more. It was insane.
Oh my
Because the
gosh.
creator lost all control of what was going on in his
You have
chat, and
just
they were-
created this sounds like wonderful show material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, that-
is. It is.
That
I
is
wish-
awesome. That is
Yes,
awesome.
and if you just sit back and read those chats, you can't even believe what's going on in there. It has nothing to do with what they're talking about. Nothing.
Real quick, I just put that up real quick, and I'll do it one more time. That is the NXIVM. Do you see it?
It went away.
Do you not see that?
You took
Yes,
it down.
But that's not the brand.
No, it's back up. Yeah, supposedly the brand's supposed to be right there in that box.
I don't see anything except
Well,
the
They must have
smudge.
tattooed over the top of
She's
it.
tattooed over it. Yeah. Did you look up brand?
Yeah, that's
And you
supposed to
didn't
be.
see it?
See, that right there is supposed to be it.
It looks like a huge, what are they, keloid? Is that what they're called?
Oh.
It looks like a huge keloid scar, and they actually put something on it so that it will do that it will bump up really hard. You know, the scar will be really raised and red.
All right, let's see. Oh, hang on. Is this crud?
Makes me wonder if Bam still has the penises on his ass.
What?
Who?
What?
Jackass.
Bam Margera from Jackass.
Jackass.
He got branded with penises.
Yes, he did.
Y'all are crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're
it.
talking about?
That's
Hey.
it.
Hey, expert.
Yeah.
The girl that I was talking about that was the whistleblower on the Nexium cult, her name is Sarah Edmondson.
Sarah Edmond.
Yeah, EDMONDSON.
Oh, I did you. If it's phonetic, I can screw it up.
His name was Mark something, wasn't it? Mark.
She's kinda
or
hot.
Kevin. I cannot remember his name. But it's his initials.
What did she do with them?
She was like one of their head recruiters in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And then she moved to the compound in Albany, I think. Albany, New York.
She's kind of cute.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
She's-
her.
She came. Yeah, she's brought awareness completely.
She
to
did
it.
a there's a documentary called The Vow that's on
Mhm.
that was on HBO Max.
That's a good one to watch it to find out what's going on.
Oh, this chick's got some. I kind of dig this chick.
No, I figured you would.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo.
No, she's cute. She's
Yeah,
nice.
she's cute.
That's a. I don't know. That nose right there might kill it for me. That's a better one.
You and your noses.
You and the
See, look at
noses.
this. Look how much better that looks. See? But yeah,
Just
they're not
need some
showing.
contour.
These aren't the. Most of these aren't that good. Huh. So that's the chick.
Yeah, that's the chick that was a whistleblower.
Well, why didn't she try to recruit me back in the day?
Because you're not a celebrity yet. Back
Or
then.
a girl.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what. That hasn't stopped me from ever claiming I was.
There is who is the movie star? The girl that was on Dallas and her daughter. She was fighting for her daughter to get out of there.
Oh,
Remember
Sally
she had
Fields, not without my
lines?
daughter.
No.
What's her name? She was a Dallas queen. The movie Dallas.
Debbie Does Dallas?
Now we're back.
Different movie.
Excuse me, I should have said sitcom.
The drama, the TV
Series.
show.
Yes.
I have no idea. I don't know who any of these people are. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know that much about cults. Maybe that's why I don't have one.
You're going to have to research it.
I was told the other day I should Google it. And I was
Cults for
there it goes
dummies.
again. It seems like it should be so natural.
Culting
know.
for dummies. I
I
think
think
that.
Sully, I think the person you're referring to was Charlene Tilton, and it's her daughter that was in it.
Okay. Blonde.
Cool frog.
Yep.
Cool.
That's her. She likes to never got her out of there.
ID Crisis is back.
Yes. 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 That's exactly
I was
what
talking
it
to
is.
him last night. He's like, he has us going on in the background, like, just radio, right? And then he's like, every once in a while, he has us come over. He's like, we're talking about something he has to type in. And I was like, that's awesome. That really is cool. Like, that's the way, if you could teach somebody how to listen to a channel, you just put it on in the background. And that way you can keep on doing whatever you're doing, but you get to interact. Yes, Nexium or whatever. I don't know. What does it stand for? The next film or whatever?
I can't remember, but it's a woman's group. But it is the V is like
the woman's group
on your university, how they'll change the U to a V, like the College of Education would be with a V instead of a U. That's how they spelled it.
Bulgari.
Yeah, the woman's group was like a secret organization inside of Nexium. Like they had different groups. They had like a men's group, they had a women's group, they had a group for this kind of social interaction, blah 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 blah.
So you got branded if you were one of the harem chicks.
Chosen.
Basically, yes.
And there was no anesthetic, and it would take like over a long period of time to do it, and the girls would continue to do it because that's what he wanted them to do.
See,
they did it with a hot glue gun or something, didn't they?
A hot iron, yeah.
But it wasn't.
What the hell?
But it wasn't like it was like a welding torch. They didn't have a brand like you think of a cow brand where they made it. They actually scratched that, burn that into their skin every single mark.
Like erasers. Remember when you do that with the erasers in elementary school?
Yes.
Yeah, except 1,000 times hotter.
Like, kind of low budget crap is this? I'm out.
It's crazy.
I'm out, man.
It just seems so perfect for me to have done when I was in college.
Get the brand or brand someone.
Well, I mean, no.
Start a cult. You kind of had a cult in college.
They'd have branded themselves.
That's what they did.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't even know that. I mean, this is my idea now.
Well,
He was nowhere around. They did it to themselves with the help of the other women.
yeah, basically they had people that were kind of higher up in the food chain who helped recruit the women into that group, and then they were the ones doing the branding on the new girls.
Mm-hmm.
That's just so.
You had everything lined up.
I just didn't know it. I didn't have a glue gun.
One of the.
I'm sure I could
didn't
have got
she
one
say
for
they
you.
had a nurse recruited that.
A nurse.
There to
A
do
nurse lived upstairs
first
from
aid.
me.
You
true.
just missed your window.
I really did.
You really had everything in place.
All you had to do was take that extra step.
He was the cult of personality
And
that
you know
never
what?
was.
That's
So many
true.
people went in and out of there. Nobody would have thought twice.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I should have been like, hey, we're having a study group about the good book.
You could have been
No,
branding people
nobody
left
would have
and
believed
right.
that.
Well, the good book would have just been like a, just like a sorority used to be much tamer back in the day. Probably a wood burning tool. Yeah, I need something like that.
Yes, exactly. That's what it was. It was a wood burning tool, wasn't it, Vol?
I can't remember exactly what the
That's
instrument
what it
they
looked
used,
like.
but
It's like a little. It was. Yeah, that's just what it looked like with a plug on the end.
Now we're back to the original topic.
A plug on the end?
Did I say Jack Murphy?
Gosh, man. Well, yeah. So Jack Murphy, man, that's just that dude. He's so. I mean, again, at the beginning of this, where he was there and it showed, the quartering showed that thing where he storms off and all that stuff. It's like he could hear in his head his world crashing, and he's one of those people. And I think maybe Rakita said this, or maybe I'm just making it up. And who said it? But he was like, supposedly he's like this liberal guy forever. And then he saw like the popularity that like Trump was getting, and he tried to rebrand himself to that. And so he went from like doing these articles about weird sexual deviant stuff to how to be an alpha male. And he's able to transform himself great, but man, what a weird world he went down to. But now we're on Nexium. Gosh, there's so much missing out on.
Oh yes, that is one of the best cults to study right now because it's modern day. I mean, it may still be happening actually.
No, they shut it down.
Well, I know they shut part of the women's group down, but
they shut that.
Well, he actually went to jail.
They convicted him. They convicted the girl that was on Smallville.
Yeah.
Somebody else. Yeah, they basically shut down the leadership.
What about the? Do y'all see that the chick? She's called like the California cult leader, murderer, or something like that.
No, I heard those.
Yeah, there's some chick in California, and I wanted to get into this, but I never did. It's California.
There's another. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't have anything to say. Just go for it. Cult mom, California cult mom. Lori Vallow.
Oh. Yeah, she's wicked.
So you have heard of her?
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's just
She
now
killed her
just
kids.
mentally competent. Do what?
She killed both of her kids.
That's what it was.
She's in court right now. She's in trial.
After spending 9 months in a Idaho mental hospital.
Yeah, because she acts crazy in court, and then they have to put her in the hospital, and then they bring her back to court, and she acts crazy, and then they put her out.
But they said she was fit to stay in trial.
Right. The guy that was with her, Lord Val, what was his last name? Daybell. He's still in court. He hasn't been taken out. I don't know what the status is, but yeah, she's really witchy. She's bad.
Yeah, supposedly she did things with her brother.
Yeah,
Jesus.
She had so many people killed, like her 2 husbands, her brother,
Angelina Jolie,
both of her children.
What?
Yes, every
you
time
didn't know about that?
No,
Her and her brother.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, she did that.
Oh,
I didn't.
I'm so clueless. I really am. I must live in a very, very.
This was early
world.
on. This was pre Billy Bob Thornton.
I thought you were gonna say this was pre Vol Storm.
I don't know. The legend of Volstorm goes back many, many years.
There's a cult leader in Atlanta that brought all of his people and bought this massive place of land and erected all these crazy Egyptian paper mache statues, and it's now crumbling, but the remains are there. You can see them from the highway.
From Lori Vallow?
No, that was a different guy. That was a different cult that was modern day. He just came down recently. I mean, he was just taken down recently.
Yep. ID Crisis nailed it. Going back to the Nexium thing, the show on HBO Max is called The Vow.
Yeah.
It's like in several different parts. It's definitely worth a watch.
It is.
Hanging out with the cultists, discussing other cultists.
Well, here was the thing. This idiot, he was so narcissistic that he constantly had stuff videoed. And that's what's in this documentary is a lot of the inside the
group footage.
But is it narcissistic or is he just really cocksure?
Oh no, he was a
Well,
big
now it's
nerd.
stupid.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
this massive introverted nerd
Oh.
that just grew up and became a maniac. Really, he got a little bit of friends, and then he just led them to get more friends until he had control of them. You know, Joaquin and River were in that Children of God cult.
What's the Children of God cult?
Oh my gosh!
Jeez
You've got to look that up.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, well, you know what? Okay, so I said like I always wanted to run a cult, so maybe I'm just acting innocent right now, and
Maybe.
And you actually have one started.
no, actually, this is like I truly am. This is like finding out about the Devil's Three-Way.
God,
that was so great. No, pegging first, wasn't it?
Yeah, pegging. I didn't know what it was. Yeah.
The Children of God, a rundown of the horrid history of a sex cult beginning in the name of Christ in 1968. David Berg was the founder.
Yes. And he was invisible. He lived in a whole different country, and he ran this cult through comic books. Yes.
Great.
He would write a comic book every day and mail it to the woman that kind of was his right hand, and she would duplicate it and send it all over. Have you ever heard of flirty fishing? That's where that came from.
Flirty fishing?
Yes, he would send his cult girls out, and it was godly to flirt with them, to get them into or whatever they had to do to get them into his cult so that they could be saved. And these girls would go out on the street and earn money that way. They would prostitute themselves, all kinds of things like that.
Oh, it's still around.
Yes,
it's now
it is.
Family International.
Yes. I don't understand.
Oh my gosh. Dude, we got so much stuff. This is so great. Mm-hmm. This is awesome.
Find his comic, or get ID to find one of his comic books.
Get ID to find one. David Berg comic. Let's see this.
I don't know if he called it a comic, but it was a manual. It was crazy.
Joe College. Dave Berg.
I don't know Joe College.
No, this is a different guy.
Oh, okay. Type in his name and go to images, and you'll see one.
You're just all into this, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. It's just interesting because I don't understand how people can form their mind like that.
Oh my gosh! Like, this is the dude. Yes. Oh, here, I gotta bring this over to the thing.
Yes, please do.
Oh, the next is a better picture of him. Ah, that's not it. Hang on here. Why does it always take me so long? It feels like that's what she said. That guy right there is a sex cult leader.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
And children were the center of it.
What the God? Why?
Because he's a freak.
He looks like a Quaker oat.
Yes, he does. And he
caricature.
He was I want to say hermit. Whatever Hughes was.
Are these his cartoons?
There they are. Yes. Let's see.
These look like they ought to be in Playboy.
Pinups.
Yes, they do. And they would read. These were for children to learn.
Venetian blinds at Bigelow's department store.
Nah, I don't think that's
what?
it. It's like I don't know. Scroll down a little bit. I'll recognize it more. Right. Let's see.
Oh, cult cartoons.
There it is, right there. That Adventures of Flirty Fish. That's it. He
My
put one out.
goodness.
He
Well,
drew it.
I thought
drew
the other
one.
Oh,
ones
wait
were
a
good.
second. Yeah, that's not safe for kids.
That's what it was. It was a child's textbook that they
What
taught.
the?
There's another one right there.
It's love against the law.
Right.
Our father dated.
Right there, that bottom, the 7 F's.
The 7 F's of effing.
That's his too. Uh-huh. They were textbooks.
Oh my gosh.
And he put one out every week. And
look at this.
mm-hmm.
And I like that comics with a K. Oh, look at all these huge. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get kids?
How disgusting.
Their parents. Their parents.
Oh, jeez.
Their parents joined the cult, and the kids didn't have a choice. And then he had 2 at this age. He had 2, and he named one of them the prophet, and made everyone believe he was the prophet. He had to be adored.
Jeez,
That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
throw up.
And that kid killed himself on YouTube.
Oh, no kidding.
No.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, he went and hacked as many, like his nanny and one of the girls that was working in there. He went and hacked them to death with a machete. That sounds bad, I guess, but I mean, it is bad.
I guess.
It's pretty.
No, it sounds bad.
Look at this. Look, ID Crisis, man. This guy is, gosh, he's an animal.
He's on it. He's on it, man.
Mm-hmm. And then that kid said, "This is what happens to kids that you do this to," and shot himself in his kitchen.
Oh wow. Hey, okay, like total thread jack here. Did you guys watch Joe Exotic?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, do you remember that scene where it was like it didn't show it, but there's a security camera, and it was the one guy who was like his quote unquote campaign manager and all that stuff, and his what was it, Joe's husband, or I forget what he was referred to. I thought they had names, but I don't remember. I don't have Netflix anymore, so I can't watch the greatest show ever. But anyway, he's like. The guy said, "Man, don't play with that gun." He goes, "Watch, it's unloaded," and then he shot himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I screamed when I saw that because I saw that guy's reaction and I knew exactly what happened. And that guy's got to be, I mean, he's got to be messed up for the rest of his life.
Well, that guy, he died, and Joe got another one.
Oh, the husband.
Well,
he killed himself by accident.
Right, and so he got another one. Joe got another one
Yes.
And neither one of those guys were into guys. Both of them were into girls.
Did you hear? He got.
But they were homeless.
He converted them.
Yeah, by he brought them in with drugs
and tigers.
Yeah.
The ultimate flip.
Isn't that
literally?
Wouldn't that lead you anywhere, Diva?
What, tigers?
Of course I'll go with you.
Yeah, baby tigers. That guy had baby tigers in Vegas. I found out after that show's on, like that's the way you get chicks up to your hotel room.
Yeah, that's what him and his wife were doing.
Yeah,
he was getting chicks up there so they could have three ways.
Angel three ways, right?
Yes, angel three ways.
Got you. But all you have to do is say, "Hey, I got tigers," and girls will go up to look at like baby tigers in your room. Now, here's the thing: somebody tells me they have a tiger in a hotel room, I'm gonna look at it and be like, "What are you talking about, Willis?"
I'm thinking The Hangover immediately.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
I'm like, there's a hell of a party up there.
Oh, hey. So did we ever tell you that story?
Which one?
So we had a bachelor party, and our friend came. He was getting married, and he brought a friend of his, and we were going whitewater rafting.
Oh God!
We ever tell you that?
No, I've not
It's,
heard this.
it's like I don't know if I should save it or not because we only have 6 stories. It's an innocent one. No,
This
this
is
guy,
one of them.
Yeah, this is the guy that's a cheerleading coach. Very innocent. I'm like, he's the nicest guy, probably the nicest human being you'll ever meet. Sincere, and he's the smartest person any of us know. And he's also the common bond everybody has with him is he's the only one that any of us like. Yeah, it's like I like him. You know, like I don't necessarily like Fall Storm. Fall Storm doesn't necessarily like me, but he likes the cheerleading coach, and I like the cheerleading coach. Boy, that sounded really weird.
Don't ever phrase
I
it
think
that way
Fall
ever
Storm,
again.
I think he would throw himself in front of a bullet for you.
Oh, don't say that because he thinks he's Superman. So I mean that might be accidental. It's like, oh hey, look at this, I can stop a bullet. No. You just have to know this guy. Like the guy really is like everybody's like, oh man, we like him. And so he's getting married. We came with this idea of going whitewater rafting, and anyway, so I don't even know where to go. Just we go out and we're having a good time, and the guy he brings up, his friend, ends up getting in a fight. Oh, and this guy doesn't partake in any illicit, mind-altering, liquids or other type of substances. He's just he's
that
like
was the problem.
Yeah, it truly was. That was the problem. So he comes up. We go out, and this guy, like our friend, the Bachelor, is the nicest, down to earth type person there is. Well, we were somewhere, and somebody, one of the bouncers came and told us we had to leave. That there were reports that he was grabbing girls' hind ends, and the guys sit at the table with us when this happens. It's like, what are you talking about? But it was, full place. We didn't care. We didn't want to be there anymore. Anyway, everybody leaves. There's not a problem. But the guy who, the third wheel of this, as we're going out, he mounts off to the bouncers. And next thing you know, the bouncers are throwing him out the side door of this place. I mean, literally, like, there's one on each leg and one on each arm. Threw him out. It cracked, like, his face was broken. Like, around his eyeball, whatever that he was like
Orbital
Bob Saget.
Socket.
Yeah,
Orbital
like Bob
socket.
Saget. And anyway, so here's the thing: we had done all this stuff to like do this whitewater rafting thing, and the Bachelor didn't get to go. And so, calling up there to schedule this trip, that's where the problem comes in, because like none of us are going to go on the hook for the other one. So like everybody had to call and make their own reservations, because I was like, so if you try to put down money for everybody, then what's going to happen is nobody's going to show up. I mean, we know each other well enough to know not to do that. So we called this whitewater rafting place, 6 or 7. Let's see, five. So we probably called them probably a dozen times to get all this lined up. And they knew, they were like, oh, there's a bachelor party coming in. This is, they're already troubled. They're idiots. They can't figure out how to make phone calls and get stuff organized. And so anyway, we get up there, and the Bachelor's not there. He had to leave. He had to take his gimpy friend home and explain to explain to this guy's wife why he spent the night in the emergency room.
Oh.
And nobody else did. And so we get up there, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you guys are the Bachelor party, right?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's us." They said, "Well, which one of y'all is the Bachelor?" And we just kind of look at each other, and I go, we don't know where he is.
Yeah, about that.
Because we really didn't know where he is. And like one of the people in the group, one of the other people, like different rafts and stuff, they said, "What, you guys like The Hangover? You lost your friend?" And I looked at him and said, the last time we saw them, they were in the emergency room.
Oh, that's an hangover too.
And I have no idea what happened after that. Like, none of us do. We had no idea until much later. Because they didn't call us. We didn't know. Did we ever get a hold of him?
We eventually got a hold of him, but this was like when they told us, yeah, we got to go back home. He's got to go see an eye doctor.
Yes. Yeah, he had to go back
for a fight he started.
Yes.
And lost
badly. It was the worst thing ever. But I mean, we still had the bachelor party. I mean, we got back.
Without him.
Yeah. After we did the whitewater rafting, we got back. We went out, had something. Went to a nice restaurant, ate real big. Went to a local club that gives you $2 bills and change.
Felt bad for the guys you were doing that.
Well, we told all the strippers that were there for a bachelor party. Just he wasn't there. He was in the hospital last time we saw him, and it was a great time. But yeah, it was the funniest thing because like we're saying like, yeah, we don't know where he is. Like, you know, last we saw him was in the emergency room, and one of the people from on the restaurant said, "Well, what are you guys from The Hangover?" And we kind of laughed, and I was like, because the last thing that before this happened, his fiance called me up, and she goes, "Expert, you better make sure he comes back to me."
Oh my gosh.
Like, he's getting married in like 2 weeks. He better be there. I'm holding you responsible.
He was fine.
And I kid you not, what the worst thing was, because we kept calling him, we never got a hold of him, and I just imagined who's the guy's name? Phil? His name's Phil in Hangover. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
You know when that movie starts up, he calls up whatever the guy's wife's name is, and he goes, "Yeah, we fucked up."
We fucked up real bad.
We fucked up real bad this time. And that's all I could imagine. I was like, I have to make that call. And I cannot believe it. I mean, it really was sickening to me because I was like, I don't know what to say. It's like, yeah, I mean, we fucked up. It just, I don't know where he is. I don't know how he was getting back. Nothing. And ended up, though, it worked out in the end. He still got married. Just the guy, he happened to actually be one of the groomsmen. He had, a broken eye and black face for the
still
wedding.
Black.
Yeah, for the wedding. But
y'all didn't have a loose chicken in your room at that time, did you?
I don't think so. We've never had.
I think we were told never to comment about that ever again.
Yeah.
We leave that part out of the story.
That's my favorite scene from The Hangover is when that chicken's walking around the next morning in that luxury hotel room and the tiger's in the background.
Yeah, they're at Caesar's Palace. Yeah, that really does remind me that whole debacle was so eerily similar. And it's like we have a friend of ours that reminds us of Stu. You know, Mother Goose, if he'd ever come here. It's like, doesn't Goose remind you of Stu?
So much. So much.
It's like, we're just going to wine country.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't believe how good this convention we had today was.
Yes, it's like if there's a strip club anywhere near there, Phil will smell it out. That's his wife.
Is it?
Yes, worse.
So that personality
Do what?
marries.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that personality marries that person.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's so true. It's so true. And yeah, we have a friend that he looks like Zach Galifianakis.
He
does now.
It was hilarious.
Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, we lost him.
Pants
It's the
on.
nice
Did
guy.
you
He's like
put
in the
pants
Hangover, the
on?
nice guy that everybody liked. You know, he was the one that they lost.
Right.
It really was. It was sad. Oh well. Anyway, we don't do that sort of stuff
Anymore.
I just don't have anything to do lately. Nobody's fun anymore. Anyway,
all my rowdy friends have settled down.
That's it.
Galifianakis. Yeah,
And
it was
do
something.
podcasts.
Do what?
All my rowdy friends have settled down and do podcasts.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We just haven't seen each other. We got to get together someday. Next time I have to go visit my mom in jail, I'll swing by.
Sounds good.
I'll see if the warden will let me see you. Oh well. Well, listen. Nothing is fun anymore. Well, listen, guys. Well, let's wrap this sucker up.
This is fun.
This is fun. I do have a great time. I know Volstorm and Dictionary Diva have reality to get to. I know Sully. We got to talk about what you want to talk about. I mean, right? We got to talk about what you want to talk about. So when, I don't know. Oh, Diva's gone.
Bye, Diva.
Good night, Diva.
Oh, she disappeared.
Ballstorm, you want to call it a night?
Sir,
We're gonna.
sounds good.
All right. We're just Sully. Can you stick around for another minute?
Sure.
And we'll just talk about our. We're planning a. We're trying to do a show, and so we'll try to hammer out some of that stuff.
Go for
but
it,
anyway,
man.
hey Volstorm, thanks for stopping by, bud.
All right,
Really,
man.
honestly, man, you made my night. Thank you.
All right. See you,
Bye,
boys.
Volstorm.
Peace. So, now we got rid of them. What do you think, Sully?
All right.
So, I haven't said anything, I don't think, and we're still live here. Do you want us to, we could end this, if you don't get off the chat, we could still talk, and just talk about what you want to do on that show, or we could talk about it across the chat, I don't care. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Well, we probably should get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, we can tell people, right?
Right.
So Sully and I are working on doing a show about the one of the top Google searches, and it's the disappearance of Summer Wells. And I think this is exciting, and
It's so good that you live in that area because there's so many questions about the culture, and the culture is very similar where I'm at and you're at. And for months it was all about, I can't believe they let her swim in that filthy water. I'm like, dude, that is a lake.
Yeah.
That is a lake. That is a awesome, huge. I mean, Fort Patrick Henry. That's a fantastic lake.
Yes, I like it's amazing. It's amazing to me how there's so many little comments that people have made. I'm sitting there going, that's just seems normal.
Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you, when you're watching or researching whatever you want to, just be careful because there's so much. I've never seen anything like I don't dramaturgy is what it is. It's just.
What'd you say?
Dramaturgy.
I'm not familiar with that term.
Look at the definition, dramaturgy.
C.I.D. crisis.
It's Shakespearean. It's like a play, but it's intensified by drama. I do. You know that.
Well, that's a real word.
Yeah, it is.
The theory and practice of dramatic composition.
Right, and that's what it is. The creators they're not real. They're all in on this to sensationalize it enough to make money. I mean, it's like some of their hours that they'll be on there for an hour and make $750,000 in an hour,
which is unbelievable.
But it's so bad, and they all have Summer's name tag, and they don't even talk about her. They just bash each other for a while.
This is something in this because this. Can we say who we're talking about coming on? Okay, we won't mention it, but I'll tell you this. And I think we're okay here with the chat. Like we're not saying anything that's bad. But it was so funny because like I was thinking today.
Nothing's taboo in this case. I can tell you that.
Oh, that's true. But I was thinking today. I was like, so if the name that shall not be spoken does come on the show, what would I ask? And,
whatever you're curious about.
Well, here's the thing. I have my question. It's not. I don't know if it's a question or it's a maybe like a topic. But I just have one thing, and I'm going to say this to both of y'all because I want you on there too. Is who is Summer Wells? Why? Right. I know nothing about her. I found her because I saw her trending on Google or something like that.
So she wasn't in your newspaper or on your.
I don't know.
There?
I was. Okay. I mean, that was like last summer.
I'm just curious. Okay.
You know, I don't know. I don't know all that stuff. You know, we do need to probably talk sometime on Discord. And
yeah, I think I was thinking about questions to ask her, and she is so smart. You know, she's a behavioral analysis in forensics, and she's managed hundreds of people in corporations and things like that.
Well, here's the thing. But see, that doesn't matter in YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, this is so great, but you know, my whole thing is if you, that's what I'm trying to get to is like my question or topic or however you want to word it is I just want to open, you know, I don't want to get in any of the drama. Don't want to get into any of the stuff. And of course, I know we're going to, but that's not the goal.
But she's not drama. She does not.
I just want to be like, what happened?
Right.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw there's a girl missing from Hawkins County, Tennessee, and it came up that she's been missing for 10 months. It came up that she would have been 6 now. So here I am. I'm Joe Blow on the street, and because I was talking last night with ID Crisis, and he's working on a comic book. It's about the hero, like his daughter has gone missing. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, he started talking about her story. I was like, that sounds like this Summer Wells thing that Sully and I keep talking about.
It's so crazy.
And he said that,
you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, he kind of said, like, you know, he had heard about her from us and said something to his wife about it. And now she's looking into all this stuff. And it's like, that's when I started realizing, I was like, what if it's somebody who, no idea, you know, explain to who it is. And that's all I want for my topic. That's all I want to say, and just keep the flow of the conversation going is the rest of it.
Right.
So,
and she's good at that. She's good at the flow. Well, it's so, you know, I think it was interesting to me because she was so close to home, and close to vacation. And then I think I think this case will be historic as far as media, because what was different about this case is that every day after she went missing, it was probably about maybe 5 days, the dad came out on the news, and every day after that, the parents appeared somewhere on some platform where they were they just made a complete spectacle of it. It's outrageous, but there's so many hours of it. You can't go back and figure it all out. Which was good about Angel, because she came into it like 4 months ago, and people were like, "You're late to the party. You've missed." And her whole thing is, she's still missing. Don't tell me I'm late. And I mean, she figured things out just by using her skills that she learned in college. She figured so much out, and all the creators were buzzing. Like, how could it be that she's been gone for 6 months and one person comes in and shows us all this new evidence?
Mm-hmm.
Because she just knows how to look for that. That's what she does.
Well, see, the end.
She doesn't watch commentary.
That's going to bring me back to, like when you said you're talking about like people will like just put like Summerwell's like name in a chat and they're making all this money off of it. And I've noticed that I've tried to watch some of the live stuff and it's like, I will see these, and I'll say like they're old women, but like, when I say old women, they're probably like just drink Mountain Dew and smoke cigarettes their whole life, and so they're probably like 30s, but yet they're wearing nightgowns.
Right.
Like their Meemaw wore before she passed away, and they're sitting at a kitchen table and they have awful lighting. All these people have lights behind their heads.
And what is all the cords? It's like all their lights are gathered together and they're all ran by extension cords all over their ceiling.
Oh,
it's really weird because I just think it's probably common because I've seen like when they do interviews, it's in a lot of different homes like that. Like we just plugged in from this one outlet. We plugged our entire house in.
Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, I've heard of a house like that, and
crazy.
It was and it was someone had it was a somebody that worked for the state had to go out to the house. It was something to do. It wasn't like Child Protective Services or anything like that, but it was like I forget what it was. But anyway, and they're talking about they went to the house and they had an extension cord that came over from their neighbor's house or something.
Yes.
And it was like that was where they got their power from. It's like, what?
Well, I've sent you two things, but I'm gonna say I've got two others. I just didn't want to like slam them at you, but I mean they were on creators that were really catering to them like kings and queens, and then the creators would turn around the next day and just just smash them. And so it became to where they couldn't trust anyone. So they would wind up hopping over to somebody they think they could, and they would burn them. And I mean, it's really kind of pitiful what humans will do to other humans. That's what is the saddest thing about it.
Yeah, it's
no trust.
I mean, it's I don't know. I so want to just with. There's me that wants to talk to you just frankly, and then there's me that says, also we are on the internet, and I don't want because I don't know if I could say something without it being taken the wrong way.
I can't imagine you would say one thing that every single person in the world has not heard.
Well,
it's unbelievable what they say.
And see, I'm just like there's a. Well, okay, there's a very Jerry Springer-ish.
It's so Jerry Springer. Oh, I could tell you, yes, you are right on.
It is. If you remember Jerry Springer, well, wait a second. Okay, so now I'm telling myself, I really did enjoy Jerry Springer's show.
It's hilarious.
He never said anything. Like, it was his, like, early shows, he, talk and stuff. In his later shows, he just introduced people and said, okay, now, so tell me what you're upset about here. And then he walked around, and every once in a while, he would have someone from the audience ask a question.
Right.
And then he didn't say anything until at the very end. It was like he sat on a stool and said, Jerry says.
So what is that? Because, that's what I've thought about. Why would people do that? Why would these people do that? And I wonder, it's not lack of education, because there are some people with a high school education that would never put themselves in that situation. It's like an absolute loss of self present. I don't know how to put it. It's just sloppy. It's just so It's
there's
really
no
a strange concept.
well, there's no self pride. It's
Yeah,
that
that's it.
it's
Yeah.
that virtue signaler type, holier than thou. Um, the church lady,
Yeah.
whatever it is, and it's they feel better about themselves by putting other people down, even if
Right.
when you don't recognize them doing that, there's still. I mean, ultimately, that's what's happening,
Well,
right?
that's what's sad because it's and really the I would say the three huge creators that got in with them, they're all felons. I mean, one of them lives in their parents' garage. Everybody knows it. It's no secret. I'm not spilling beans.
Oh
But
gosh.
it's true. And it's like they all relate to each other, and I can't relate to them because I haven't done time. But Don, I think he
Both of these are
felt
right from
real.
ID Crisis.
Yeah, that's right.
No self
Yeah,
respect and no self
right.
esteem.
Self-respect. That's right. And they just it's like they didn't learn it though. It's not necessarily they don't have it. It's just I, they just weren't raised with any kind of border, any kind of, I guess, border, a personal border, personal space. You don't go across that line. You don't.
Was that something though that you were taught, or is that something that you
Observed, I think.
okay? Because like I'm thinking about like myself, like I don't think there's ever. I mean, yeah, my mom. Let's see here. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Open
Right.
doors. Yeah, that's
But you
very.
didn't observe people um, putting themselves out like a big fight scene, drunk, druggy situation. Or I mean, I don't know if you did, but now I saw drunkenness, but I didn't see this performance of. Um,
This is a unique thing. It's
it
unique to
is.
our new
It's
generation
hard to put in
of.
words.
Well, everybody. I know I talk about him all the time is because I think I relate, not relate. He relates to me because he doesn't know me or watch my channel. But it's Nick Rakita. Uh, he's like he's got his channel just it doubled in size when he was doing the Kyle Rittenhouse trial.
Hmm.
And he got so he's like up to like 400,000 subscribers now or something like that. And he said, you know, there's nobody like somebody tried to swat him recently.
Yes,
And
they do that to each other all the time.
oh, do they do that on the for this
Yes.
stuff?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yes.
anyway,
There's
so
no limit.
yeah, they try to do that, and he was like, the police they don't know who I am. He's like, it's so funny because, yeah, I've got YouTube famous is something that's different than everything else. He's like, yeah, I've got 400,000 subscribers. He's like, but if I go to the grocery store, nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
He's like, there's nobody knows any of this stuff.
You know what's really interesting about this case is there were so many people that the Wells let into their life that were out for devious reasons, and they just welcomed them in, and the people turned on them immediately, and the very interesting thing to me is that their subscribers, some of them are new creators, their subscribers went like to 12,000 overnight. And now, as it's coming to a head and they're all blowing each other up, their subscribers are just dwindling every day. And now
Oh
they get on
wow,
there and they're so needy. It's so obvious that their baseline is not to be compassionate at all. And
yeah.
so now they're playing this game. But they
Well,
I mean, well, okay, Candace put up a channel
mhm.
just to post some videos that I guess she wanted to preserve them. None of them are bad, and people criticize them to pieces, but they're not bad. But um, her subscribers went from 0 to 2,000 overnight. And I'm not. That night, she put up one video of a lot of old pictures of her children, and the next morning, her sub was 2.9 thousand.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Wow.
that's just that's how. I mean, I think some people some people that are watching it, I think that's what I think they don't do anything but do that. I think they just go from channel to channel to channel to channel and believe everything and participate in everything, and they really, like a lot of the subs, they want to be popular, so they'll suck up, and it's really so disgusting in a way, and it's really sad because summer is like there's actually, if you could put it in levels of what is being covered, summer would be in the lower tier.
Yeah,
but
it's
her
all.
name's always in the tag.
You're right. It's her parents.
Yeah.
Are there?
And just the creators. I mean, the creators will fight and call out other creators for 3-4 hours on live, and they'll have Summer's name in their title and in their tag, and it's about a fight with another creator, but they want it to hit that algorithm so bad.
You know what's
and
surprising?
That should be illegal. Don't you think? I mean, isn't that exploitation of children when you just put her name in your title and then fight with somebody that you're not even talking about her? It's weird.
Well,
as a parent, that would make me nuts.
Well, here's something, and I think this is going to. I don't know. I was thinking about this, how you're going to react to this, because it's something I just now thought of.
I want to hear.
And it's very disturbing to think of. But because I don't know all this drama. I don't follow all these people's stuff. And I'm getting this from you. And which is great, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't cover it all. Like I could not, when I say cover it all, I could not watch the stuff like you have and be able to do anything else. Like you are my filter. And so like right now, what I was getting ready to say is like, this is awful to even say, but I'm kind of surprised that someone hasn't tried to copycat this.
Well, that's been another thing, that maybe, she's somewhere and they were profiting, but
I'm surprised that someone hasn't tried to do that with their
jail.
own kid.
Right. Well, that did happen. You know it?
No.
Wasn't it ID Crisis or Cool Frog maybe that was talking about the balloon boy?
Oh yeah, the balloon boy. Yeah. It'd be precisely like that. But I'm talking about like, and this is where I was like, this is a bad thing to say. It's like I'm like one of the Beach Creek community people or whatever, whatever it is that this. Because the few times I've seen them, they're all seem like they're all from Kingsport.
Yeah.
They're all doing this.
Rogersville, yeah.
And Rogersville's a neat little town.
Is it?
Yeah.
See, that expert is what we need to figure out a way. To me, I don't. It's not about Summer in this case either, but I want people to understand that Tennessee and that part of Tennessee, that's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Yeah.
The Smoky Mountains, there's nothing like them. They're just absolutely stunning. And the history that goes with them and the Trail of Tears and the Appalachian, people don't get that is a massive, people fly from overseas to be there. It's beautiful.
Have you ever heard of a ramp? RAMP, a vegetable called a ramp.
Oh, no.
So a ramp is like a wild garlic. Okay.
Oh yeah, like poke salad. It grows like that.
I have no idea. Like I had no idea
Yeah.
what a ramp was until
I didn't either.
I went to the Ramp Festival in Cocke County, Tennessee, and when I was there, oh, ID Crisis is coming to Pigeon Forge this summer. Uh,
Yes.
Dude, let me know when and stuff if you want to try to say hi to each other. I was in I don't make it to Pigeon Forge, but every once in a while I'll make it to Sevierville. But anyway, a ramp. So like Cocke County, I don't know why they have a ramp festival. I have no idea to this day. All I know is that that's where like Popcorn Sutton was from, and now that's a famous name because of the moonshine stuff. But I was there at a festival, and I met a couple that came that were like I don't know, like they were playing like bluegrass and stuff there. Anyway, this couple were from England, and they were like they come into it every year. They come to Cocke County, Tennessee, to go to the Ramp Festival, and I was like,
Wow.
why? You know, like
Well,
of
I
all the
think
places.
people don't really. I think they think the whole area is backwards. I think they think all of Beach Creek is a horrible, awful, drug dealing, hiding, meth industry, trafficking. I think they think that Rogerville is a podunk town. There's a
Yeah.
dollar store and a priceless in Kingsport, and there's a mud hole that people swim in. And I'm like, and I commented for the longest time, that's all wrong. All of that is
Yeah.
wrong. That is a beautiful place. That is a lake. People
Yeah.
that have lakes like that go swimming in them.
Yeah.
That's a normal thing. And it's a beautiful lake. It's clear. It's unpolluted.
Yeah,
There's ski on it.
the TVA runs it, and the Tennessee
Yeah.
Valley Authority, and TVA
Right.
for all
Park is
their
gorgeous.
yeah, they really. There's one up in Carter County called the Watauga Lake, and I think it was supposed to be like one of the cleanest lakes in the country or something. I mean, it's really amazing how deep blue it is. There are it's just. Oh, listen. There was an article out that up there is it's called Boone Lake, and it's like the most. I think it might be the most shallow of the lakes. But anyway, like they have an earthen dam. Okay. I mean, it's made with rocks and whatever they made. Yeah, earth. It's earthen, and like a sinkhole developed at the bottom of this thing. And for like 5 or 6 years, they had to drain the lake to fix it. And so the lake was real low. And then, like, some kid caught a sturgeon. Like they identified it. I don't know how they're able to do it. I think it was like 200-year-old sturgeon. And sturgeon are supposed to have been eradicated from the area. Like, they're all fished out. And this kid caught one. And it's like all of a sudden an extinct fish they found was here just because they lowered the lake. It's the weirdest thing.
Well, I wonder, like, I'm thinking, how can you think that this? I mean, sure, like there's bad places. I think some of those back road haulers back there are probably pretty scary. But down the street, on that Beach Creek Highway, there's the most unbelievably gorgeous farms.
Yeah.
With massive $1 million homes.
Well, that's why I couldn't believe that, because in the video I did, I turned around at one.
Yes.
And what's funny is, so I looked at that map you had of how to get to the tunnel.
Yes.
From where like Ben Hill Road is.
Uh-huh.
And the road you take is the one. That's how, like, in that video I did, I missed Ben Hill Road because I was looking at the road that is the one you take to get to that tunnel, because it was whatever Cemetery Road. And like anything named Cemetery Road always gets me because it's they usually ended up dead ending.
Right.
There's a dead end to the cemetery.
Yes.
And so anyway, yeah, but that's when I went past there and I turned around and there's a like a big huge house, horse farm type thing. right
Yes.
past there, and I was like, oh
It's
wow.
actually a dude ranch right there. Yeah, I mean, you can get on and make reservations to go there and spend,
Hey,
a couple of days.
did you ever see the tax map stuff?
Tax map.
Oh, you know what? I need to send that to you.
Okay.
Just because I think you'd find it interesting. Yeah, like I started realizing. So, like, it's funny, like what you talked about, Angel.
Uh-huh.
Like, like after talking to you, or you start sending me stuff on this,
Mm-hmm.
like the first thing I did was I was like, man, well, a lot of this stuff is just simple to look up,
Right.
and it was,
Right.
but
And
again, it's
people weren't
stuff that,
doing it.
yeah, people don't do it. And I'm sitting here going, this is what was like I had to do stuff like this all the time.
Right. That's how she knows how to do it.
Yeah.
'Cause she went to law school too.
Oh well, she's got a problem then.
Well, I mean, she's gotten like she has behavior analysis, a BA, and in facial analysis and forensics, and so she did a law degree, and then she changed. She used her law degree to get these other degrees in forensic analysis.
Well, it's
But she's the one to listen to. There's really two channels that will give you truth.
Yeah, I was
The rest
listening to her.
of them-
It was funny because she talked about like how she got her name and stuff, and like I listened to her the other night, fell asleep, and then woke back up. I can't remember if it was a different video or if like I had restarted the video. Anyway, somehow it was like several hours had gone by, and I ended up being like right back to the same thing that she was talking about when I fell asleep. And I was like, wait a second, what's going on here?
Yeah. Well, she covered like she's really good. It's almost like a class. It's almost like being in class. She's gonna
Good night,
give you-
ID.
She's gonna give you a synopsis. She's gonna be she's gonna review it. She'll start. Okay, I'm gonna explain this one more time. Because she'll get the most brutal comments. But she's not. Nobody talks about her. Everybody respects her, and that's pretty interesting. But if you go back, like scroll down to where she's not live yet, and she's in those early videos, you really get a feel for who she is. And it's hilarious. Some of her videos are hilarious, but then the lives are really. She started those so that we could all be in a discussion group and bring like information, but she doesn't allow, like, if somebody says oh, you need to go over and watch so and so, she's like, no, that's not what I do. I don't want to hear that because it ruins what I do.
Yeah, which is the way to be, I think. So that's awesome.
That's exactly. She's very much like you. I've told y'all both that. She's
Oh, that's
very
crazy.
much like you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, listen, hey, stick on here for a second. I'm going to end this broadcast, and I've got because I want to say something to you without going to everything. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, hey guys, thank you for checking out tonight. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit all the stuff. I just noticed that when I try to send, oh no, it did. It went up on YouTube finally. I had one that went up that said having trouble connecting. I was like, oh good, YouTube kicked us off. So anyway, guys, thank you all, and we will Sully and I, what we just heard us talking about, we'll be having a show hopefully here in the future, and yeah, all other good stuff. Sully, anything you want to say, anybody?
Bye, y'all.
With that, I'm ending it.